Time to change into my special suit and go crazy with my quirk. Now this feels good. Who cares what the law says? I can do whatever I want. There, found my first target. They call me the unstoppable force with an air of mystery, the Crawler!
What? That ain't right. I'm pretty sure you're called Nice Guy.
Oh, you're the guy who's always picking up trash. It's so admirable helping your community, dude.
No, Mr. Nice Guy's no more.
Still don't know who the hell you are.
We're the mysterious new heroes. His name is Knuckle Duster, and I'm the Crawler.
All right. It's now recording, but overall, you having a good evening so far?
It's great. I just got back from doing some work, and now I'm home. Had some great dinner, and now I'm doing a podcast, first ever podcast.
Sweet. I'm glad I'm the first one to talk to because
it's an honor.
Again, still shocked that I'm speaking to the main character from Vigilantes, but let's go and get this started. So, as you know me. I'm Phil, host of the Conversation Podcast, and I am not alone tonight. I got a very, very, very special guest here with me, Jack Broadbent, the Crawler from My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Again, it's nice to bring you here.
It's nice to be here. It's nice that you finally brought a vigilante on, and I'm the first one.
That's nice, man. Again, still super shocked, but I'm ready to go.
Let's do it.
So now, before we get into it, I want to do a little bit of an icebreaker.
Okay.
So since we're talking about vigilantes and superheroes, let me ask you one tough question. Who do you think is richer, Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark?
See, I've always Googled stuff like this because I like doing like the versus things. I'd have to probably say it's Tony Stark because he's like a continuing businessman. Like he still is doing deals and making money. Bruce, you never see him doing any. He's just burning money with the bat gadgets and stuff. So I'm gonna have to go with my man Tony.
I can respect that. Listen, I had a conversation with my dad about this last year during the Christmas holidays, and he told me, well, Tony Stark's more developed. He's been doing stuff of his own. He's helping across the globe. Gotham, Bruce Wayne has money loaned from his parents.
Exactly. So, you never see him doing business necessarily. So,
I mean, as you know, Tony Stark's parents passed away, but he's still doing business regardless.
Right. He broke into his own. He kind of like strayed away from his father. He was selling weapons and stuff. Yeah. I think if Bruce put his mind to it, he could make a lot of money, but I don't feel like that's his main goal.
I can respect that. I can. Lately, I've been watching like a lot of Marvel stuff. Before I came on here, I was actually watching The Ultimate Spider-Man with Drake Bell and all that stuff. I was like, man, that was a modern classic. I think I was still in high school when that came out. Like 2012. Yeah, but I was in middle school when that came out. I think because thing is, both of us, we were born in 2000. Because I'm 25 now. I just turned 25 2 months ago.
Congratulations.
So
you can rent a car now. Yes.
I actually did. Listen, when my car was down, my Toyota RAV4 was down, they let me have a 2025 Toyota Camry hybrid. And that thing was flying, Jack. I was like, dude, slow down. I'm just trying to take a nice, easy ride to work.
It's an upgrade, Got to count the blessings.
So, I'll probably get used to it by the time I get it. But I might as well get used to it. Here's the thing. One thing I learned is the stuff I get, they're tools. Is a tool, not a toy.
Exactly.
There you go. Now that we're done with the icebreaker, I just want to let you know, since you're the main character of a show, and this is going to be very good. Because thing is, I have 2 parts for you when we get to like section 5, and it's like almost 35 questions.
All right, let's do it.
So part 1 is going to be a deep dive.
Okay.
Part 2 is going to be an ultra deep dive.
All right, we're diving deep.
I mean, as the main character, you deserve some really just challenging questions.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's start with section 1, career and beginnings.
Okay.
Now, What first drew you to voice acting, and how did you get started in the industry?
I got into voice acting at a fairly young age. Around 14, I want to say. I grew up playing video games, watching cartoons, and then later on in life, I watched anime. Like Soul Eater was one of the very first ones, Gurren Lagann, and I loved it. That was my favorite activity as a kid. I wasn't very athletic. Wasn't into socializing. I was homeschooled, so a lot of my socializing was limited at best. So I spent a lot of time playing games, watching TV, and I just loved it. But I didn't know that voice acting was a career. I just thought like, oh, those are just characters. There's nothing behind them. And then later on, I started watching anime, which is more voice actor. They talk about the voice actors more and more. And then I went to a convention. I think it was some convention in Florida, the Sakura something.
Yeah, Sakura Con.
There you go. Yeah, that one. And Todd
Sakura Con.
Haberkorn was there. It was going to be Sean Schemmel and Todd Haberkorn, but I think Sean Schemmel had to pull out for some reason. Todd Haberkorn was there, and he was in Soul Eater, which I just finished watching, and I loved it. And that's when it kind of clicked for me, where I was like, this is a career that you can do and make money at some point. And so I was like, that's what I want to do. And for the next like 10 years, I just was a maniac. And I joined various websites, and I did fan dubs, and I did indie video games and commercials. And then I went to college for a little bit, majored in theater. And that was when I was like, do I really want to do voiceover for a career? Because that's a big decision to kind of throw everything else to the wayside. And after 2 years of college, I did drop out and moved to Texas to pursue anime voice acting, which I inevitably, thankfully succeeded at after about 4 or 5 years of being out here. So, and here I am now as a vigilante.
That's sweet, man. Hey, listen, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I think what happened is, I was into anime too, but when I was young age, I think my whole love for pop culture in general started with Batman the Animated Series. So I was a kid when that show came on. I know it was like when I was born in 2000, but I was still like in 4 years old. I was still watching reruns. Right. Then it was Superman the Animated Series, and that's when and then probably like 2 years later in 2006, that's where anime started kicking in for me.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think,
yeah, one of my first ones was it was not Batman the Animated Series. It was the Marvel equivalent at the time, which was the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yes.
So good. I rewatched some of that recently. I was like, oh my god, it still holds up. It's so awesome.
I was like, why didn't they stop at 2 seasons though? Like they could have done more. They could have brought Carnage in there. They could have brought all that stuff. They just let Spider-Man just go about his way and not get the girl or something. They
left it's budgeting or something or other, behind the scenes, but
man, Josh Keaton must be spitting right now. I tell you.
I'm sure he's gotten over it by now.
But it's still a popular show. I don't care what they said. Also, there was also another show that was kind of anime style, Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes. I watched that nonstop. I was like, Fantastic Four is like an anime style TV show.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember.
It's probably, but the thing is, it was by Moon Scoop. So Moon Scoop did a lot of good stuff in there. I saw all the cartoons that Moon Scoop did, and Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes was like one of my favorite ones from that company. So
I can't believe they haven't done more with the Fantastic Four. I mean, hopefully now that the movie's out and people actually kind of care about them, because I feel like they were kind of obscure to the general public, they'll do more. But we can only hope, because when I was a kid, I got all the Fantastic Four comic books from the library, like whichever ones. I read them out of order and they didn't make sense, but I still was like, oh, the Fantastic Four is the best. They're my favorite superheroes growing up.
And the thing is, they've been so in exile. But here's the thing. And by the way, they did drop the Fantastic Four on Disney Plus now. They dropped it this week, so I'm going to watch that on Sunday. The thing is, what really got me interested with Fantastic, I was like, now it's being handled by Kevin Feige.
Right.
And listen, Kevin Feige stood up. He brought the receipts. The movie has at least over 96% Rotten Tomatoes.
From what I've heard, it's a solid movie with a solid cast. Pedro Pascal does a good Mr. Fantastic, from what I hear.
Vanessa Kirby, she did an amazing job as the Invisible Woman.
Oh my god, she's probably my favorite Invisible Woman on screen that we've had so far.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's done their part, but I think she was the most classic version of the character.
Because here's the thing, I read the comics too. I was trying to figure out why in the previous Fantastic movies, why didn't they get married? Why didn't Reed Richards and Sue Storm get married in the previous movies? I'm confused. And then they finally brought it to here where they actually do get married and have a kid. I was like, finally, they got it right because they needed to get married. I was hoping they can get married in one of these movies.
Right. We finally got it. The Fantastic Four people could finally rest.
Exactly, man. But yeah, it's really nice that you have like some kind of brand that got you into voice acting. And listen, I didn't get into voice acting myself. I think it's just not for me, man.
That's fair.
Just and thing is, like voice acting, you have to like be raised for like any rejections or stuff. I understand that. And thing is, I went to school. I actually went to Flagler College in Florida, graduated with a bachelor's degree in media production and journalism.
Oh wow.
So the thing is, I like doing videos and everything, and now I'm back at school doing cybersecurity.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
So I'll be done by Christmas.
Oh, congratulations.
So I'm just trying to stay busy because thing is, even if I'm not doing like any like voice and what you guys doing, at least I'm finding new ways to work with you guys. And
Absolutely.
Here we are.
Yes, here we are.
So like if I would have told my 8-year-old self that soon I'll be doing journalism, maybe talk to very amazing people, including voice actors, he would freak out.
I could say the same for my 8-year-old self. I'd be like, you're gonna be in an anime. He'd be like, what? Like, yeah.
Interesting stuff. I say we just keep doing what makes us happy, and yeah, we keep working together as we keep doing the stuff.
100%.
Number 2, did you have any other passions or careers before voice acting?
I flip-flopped around for a lot. In high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. For a little bit, I thought I was going to be a teacher because I really enjoyed teaching my friends. If they were behind in the math class, I would help them kind of figure out the current subject that we're on, and I was really good at it. But then in college, I took some teaching classes, and I was like, don't have the patience for it. And then when I moved to Texas, I kind of got sidetracked a little bit, and I thought I wanted to do something in fitness because I really like exercise, and I really like martial arts, and the human anatomy is really interesting. So I thought that maybe I would do something in that. But I realized those just weren't my real passions. Those are not what I like dream about doing, and it makes me smile. Those are things that I like. But voice acting was really the thing that I 100% never hated doing, and it would always bring joy out of me, even if I was having a bad day. And that's something I didn't get from those other things.
I gotcha. I think you've heard of something called, imposter syndrome, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yes.
many people. I think Kara Buckman said she wrote a story about that. I actually spoke to Kara last night before I talked to you today. So I didn't expect to talk to her this week as well. But yeah, she told me that she wrote a story about it, because I know some voice actors do have imposter syndrome when they first start now and realize, is this something I really want to do? Because let me tell you something, Jack. When I was in college, my first major was sports management.
Right.
But then I realized, do I really want to be like doing like sports and like video games and stuff? I said, that's not what I wanted to do. So I had to think very hard and go back to where it all began for me, being into all these comics and everything, talking to people. And that's how I got to doing all this, podcasts and journalism, doing video game walkthroughs when I can. Thing is, I deleted my gaming channel 2 weeks ago because I had to start off fresh because it's not getting much attention. I was focused on the quantity instead of the quality of it. So I had to start over. So I was like, let me just put the games and the podcast interviews on one channel, just to keep it simple. Because sometimes it gets stressful to have to navigate between 2 channels. And keep
absolutely.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think focusing on one thing is always going to be better than trying to juggle 2, 3, 4 things at a time. It's always better to just really push forward on one thing. And so I think we made the right choice on that. Yeah. We both did, I think.
Yeah, because now I'm trying to do all the previous games. I'm trying to do the Arkham series. By the way, as you can see, I got the Arkham series back here.
I love those games. I was one Riddler trophy away from beating Arkham Knight 100%. I couldn't find it. I spent 3 hours looking. It was one of those ones where you needed to interrogate a thug to find it. And I couldn't find any more thugs to interrogate. And I just gave up. I lost steam.
I'm an Arkham series expert. If you know, I can tell you, I can give you some pointers.
All right. If I dig that game up, I might call you out on that. But yeah.
So, but yeah, the thing is, I'm actually getting another pop figure this week because I pre-ordered it. The Arkham City pop figure. They just dropped that this year, so that's going to complete my Arkham collection.
Very nice.
So, can't wait to see that. And of course, you know, Kevin Conroy passed away in 2022.
God rest.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I was playing Arkham Knight next day, the day before he died.
Wow.
I was like, wait, hey, he's dead? I just played Arkham Knight last night. I just finished the game.
Wow.
And I was like, Jim Gordon, why did you jinx it? You said this is how the Batman died. Now he's dead. Now Kevin Conroy.
Why did you do this? Yeah.
So if he was still alive, I would get all my Batman stuff signed, but
Oh, absolutely.
can't get a sign if he's dead.
Unfortunately, yes, but I hope that he lived a long, happy life and fulfilling at the very least.
So, but as I said, you will always be my Batman. Okay, I've been watching the animated series, Batman Beyond, the new Batman Adventures, Justice League, Batman: The Killing Joke,
Yes,
all that stuff.
The Justice League is something I grew up on, and Kevin will always be the Batman in my heart. So
nobody can replace him.
Nobody. Other people do a great job. Don't get me wrong. I've loved other performances, but Kevin he's mine.
I got you. But yeah, you know, like I said before, you want to make sure this is something that you want to do, because now people are really impressed with what I'm doing, because now I started a Substack.
Really? Wow. Okay.
You know, I'm just trying to be serious about the whole journalism thing. Me put some like stories and articles on there, because pretty much my folks. And now here's the thing: my dad was saying, now don't forget, back then when you were in college, you didn't want to do journalism. look at me now.
Well, you know, hindsight is 2020. You never know what you want to do until you're doing it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And it works itself out. You know, you were trying to get through your school time, got to voice acting. Look at you now. You're like one of the main characters in Vigilantes.
Yes, I'm very lucky.
Number 3, can you describe your journey from your first audition to landing a role like Koichi?
Are we talking my first anime audition? Or are we talking my first audition?
First anime audition.
Okay, first anime audition. So my first audition, it's kind of confusing because I didn't get into Crunchyroll the intended way, I guess you could say. I take classes with this wonderful woman. Her name is Linda Leonard. People might know her from Psycho Pass. She's like the chief of police in Psycho Pass. She's in, I forgot the name of it. She's wonderful. Look up Linda Leonard's great. She's been doing voice acting longer than I've been alive, and she does classes here in Dallas. And I took classes with her for like 3 or 4 years, and she eventually talked to directors and we're like, I've got this kid who takes private lessons with me, and just let him just do something. And eventually they were like, all right, fine, we'll let him in. And so the first director I ever worked with was Jeremy Inman, who is another great voice actor, super cool director.
Yeah.
And it was for Walla, Walla is where you bring out 2 or 3 people, and you just do the background characters, the farmers and the hotel lobby guy and the various soldiers that blow up and explode. And that was my first introduction to it. It was Walla, and my first kind of read was for a snake that was being impaled by a magical sword, and then the snake explodes into fire. And it's like, how do I start my career with this? This is insane. And I did it, and it sounded insane, but that's exactly what the character was. I mean, it was an exploding snake. And ever since then, it's been great. I mean, auditions are normal. It's, you know, I've been doing auditions for 7 or 8 years. So there's not much an audition can throw at me at this point that I've not seen once or twice. So it was a weird introduction to anime, but it was super fun. And Jeremy Inman was very supportive, and he set me on a great path. That's
amazing. Jeremy Inman is very amazing. Jay is actually working to get me to talk to him next soon. So, I mean, why would I not talk to Jeremy Inman? He's Android 16 from Dragon Ball Z. He's a cool guy. He can be kind of a grouchy old man, but he's a super cool guy, and he just wants people to do well. And he's just a super swell guy. Exactly. Listen, they just want you to be successful. Absolutely. You know, like I said, listen, this stuff, this anime voicing, like every kind of art you do, this takes time. You don't want to rush, and it's not perfect. Again,
Right.
this is why I was talking about my YouTube channel, quantity over quality.
Exactly.
So,
I think that's why it probably took, 2-3+ years for Linda to get me into the Crunchyroll, because she wanted to make sure that I was ready. She didn't want me to go in and then do poorly, and then they go, "Oh, okay, we're never going to use him again because that was terrible." She waited until it was like, "Okay, he's very good, and now if he goes in, he'll impress them." And I think that is important.
yes, always listen, be ready, practice. Listen, every time when I talk to you guys, I make sure to do my research. Like I listen, every time when I come in here, I make to bring receipts. I do not come here without no questions. If
Right.
I don't, we're just talking, saying, "Hey, what's up? How did you
Right.
do anything?" No, who wants to hear that?
Right. We're here to make content.
Yeah, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it
Right.
simple. And that's how I was managed to get these 38 questions on 35 questions on you.
All right.
So
We're making headway.
let's keep the train moving. So let's see. I think you probably answered this one, but I'm going ahead and ask this question.
Yeah.
Who or what inspired you the most when you decided to become a voice actor?
Oh, Todd Haberkorn. It's not even close. Todd Haberkorn was with me in one way or another the whole time, whether it was through his funny little Instagrams where he like makes puns out of his name that I think are so cute and fun, or it's you find him in every freaking anime ever because he's so awesome. Where it's like, even if he's just like a little like bit character, you're like, oh, there he was. And he's just so great, and everything he says is so powerful and passionate. He's the best. I finally got to meet him at Fan Expo Chicago, and he was just the nicest guy ever. It was a very brief interaction, but he was so freaking cool, and he's my hero. So he's my hero.
That's really nice, man. I think listen, every voice actor's got to have mentors.
Yes.
I'll tell you a little secret. If you and I know, and if you read all about Macy Ann Johnson before you got to work with her on Vigilantes, her mentor is Monica Rial.
I heard about that. In Philadelphia, I saw Monica Rial. Because Monica Rial and Sonny Strait were there, and Sonny Strait was my voice acting teacher before anybody. He was like in 2018, he was teaching me. And they were both together. And I told like, oh, well, Monica, Sonny Strait he used to be my teacher, and now I'm here. And she told me that she had a very similar interaction with Macy, where like years before Vigilantes, like in 2020 or something, she went to Macy's college or something, or high school, and talked, and that kind of like motivated Macy. I might be getting this wrong, but that's generally, I believe, what happened. And I think that's so cool that like the older generation is kind of like teaching the newer generation. I think they're passing on their knowledge. It's super cool.
Hey, especially as young adults, you and I
Right.
we're both 25. So you guys,
that's still young.
so, but it's nice that we have, it's nice to listen to your elders and understand what their experience, because Monica Rial, Sonny Strait, Sean Schmidt, Chris Sabat, they've been doing this for like 50+ years.
Yes.
And they got so much to tell and so much to teach
They
us
really do.
that we can carry on for these next years to come. I think the more we listen to and understand where they come from, I think the better we're going to be.
Oh, 100%. If just to sidebar on that, or just to add to that, at Fan Expo Philadelphia, that was my first huge convention. I'd done previous ones, but they were very small. And this first huge convention where there were going to be other My Hero people and other like huge voice actors that like Sonny and Monica and David Matranga was there. It was amazing. But I was so nervous because that was like my third convention ever. I was like, and I was, the imposter syndrome was kicking in. Like, do I really belong? I was only on like episode 4 of the show. It was brutal. And then Ian Sinclair came and talked to me when we were doing our group photos. And I love Ian Sinclair. He was in Space Dandy, which is one of my favorite animes ever. And he's in Golden Kamuy and, so on and so forth. Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
And I thought those voice actors, the Sonny Strait and Monica, they weren't even going to talk to me because they're like, oh, well, I'm just small time. They're huge. But he came up to me and he said, hey, I'm Ian Sinclair. Who's your name? What's your name? We're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. And he invited me to dinner later that day. And he's been such a great mentor. And he talks to me and he helps me figure out, what I want to do with this career. And he's just been the coolest kind of like older brother kind of person in my life since I've started doing conventions. And that's just amazing because I didn't expect that at all from people. You know, you expect people to not give a crap about the people beneath. But it's so cool that somebody like him, who he has no reason to care, cared that much. And it's amazing. And I praise Ian Sinclair as one of the nicest people I've ever met.
He is. I never met him before, but I imagine he is. You know, it's I take it, Jack. It's hard for me to get to these conventions sometimes, but there is another convention I'm going to next weekend in my hometown. Emily Neves, Jay Saxton, Cara Edwards, Mally Rodak are going to be there.
Ooh, Jay directed Vigilantes, so
yeah. And I was like, maybe I can talk to Jay Saxton. Maybe I can ask her some questions or something. Because here's the thing, I also came up with some questions for Jade Saxton when I go there next weekend. Because I don't know how the thing works. Because I know sometimes those lines at convention, it's not going to be enough time to ask questions.
Sure.
But for me myself, because I'm more like cordial in my conversations because I like to ask for consent first. Like if there's a chance, like I'm gonna be like to Jay, if I can just spend even if it's like 5 to 10 minutes, can I at least talk to you for a few minutes? Because I just have a few questions I want to ask you, if possible. And you know, it's just
you picked good people. Jade is an amazing person. I get to work with her a lot, and she's just the best. So I think you'll find time. She'll have a lull in attention. And she'll absolutely answer your questions. So
good. Because I was going to say, like, if it costs money, I'll pay the money, of course, to do whatever it takes. Like, listen, whatever it takes. Because, like, for me, like, I just want to have a genuine conversation about what they do. Because this is why it's not. This is my podcast. It's not just an anime podcast. This is like it's just the conversation where I just want to talk about. Of course, I want to talk about anime, of course, but I want to talk about you guys' life experience as well. Because at the end of the day, Jack, you and I are just human beings.
Exactly.
So I just want to make sure you guys know that I'm just here just to talk to you guys.
I appreciate it. It's cool to be able to talk to people. If you would ask me a year ago if I would be on podcasts talking to people about a show that I was in, I'd be like, no. But now we're here, and this is awesome, and I'm so blessed to be doing this.
So it's been good. And it's like when I did my first episode, it blew up to 1,000 views. I thought it was gonna be bad, but 24 hours later, it's like 1.1K views.
That's awesome.
And I was like, well, I guess I better keep doing it.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm putting my bachelor's degree to good use.
Fair. I'm sort of putting my associates to good use. It's theater, but it's really I'm in the ballpark.
It's exactly, man. Let's keep doing what we like doing. This is no saying. Choose a job that you love, and you never have to work a single day in your life.
Absolutely. All
right, we're almost at the end of this section. I know this has been a long section one.
Well, I'm a talker, so I'm taking up a lot of time.
That's good. That's good. For 35 questions, yes, we need that. Have you had? Wait, actually, we just answered that question. Sorry, we're at the end of section one.
I'm killing multiple questions at a time.
We're in section 2 now. So we're in section 2, voice acting techniques and process. Now, how do you prepare for a new role, especially for anime dubbing?
To prepare for a new role, for auditions in particular, for new anime roles, they give you no time at all to prepare. They might give you a day or two in advance, be like, hey, we're gonna cast you as this character. You can read the manga if you want, but if not, then oh well. So for that, they usually show you the scene that you're in. They give you a brief description of the character, and they go, all right, now it's your turn. And you go like, oh my God, what? Are you kidding me? And usually it goes well, and they'll talk to you about it, and we might have to do 2, 3, 4 takes to get the voice right or the feeling right. But generally, it's a collaborative effort with the director. For auditions, it's everybody's a little bit different. For me, I like to get as much context as possible for the character and the scene in the anime, because that personally helps. Like for Koichi as an example, I read the whole first manga for it because I knew that in the audition they must have probably taken the audition lines from somewhere from the manga, because that's probably what they're ripping from. So I was like, oh, if I read that, I'll get more context, I'll get more information about the character, so my performance will be more accurate to what they're expecting. And ever since I did that and I landed the role of Koichi, I've just done that for everybody, where I'll read at least the first issue. I'll write out my little actor notes. I'll kind of play around with the voice, maybe do an accent if they say that you can, but usually they don't. And yeah, it's just I just want to have as much context as possible, because for me personally, that's the best. I know some actors, they like to like go in and have their creative freedoms of like, well, this is my choice and this is the way I think the character is going to be. And that's awesome, but I just am not that kind of actor. And so
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing I will say is Jack, most of us actors, y'all don't do the research. I know y'all don't do a lot of research. I'm not saying that it's not all of you. I said some, but some of you guys, I know y'all just read the character's information and then y'all just get to the booth. But I know some voice actors who do read the manga and all that stuff, so they understand. Okay, so now I understand this character's backstory. Now I just need to figure out how to put my personality in this character that I'm doing, because. One thing I will say is that, every time, I've been saying this for the last voice actors I've talked to, they have to pick a very specific voice actor for this role. They just can't draw names out of a hat. They just got to make sure, we want to make sure we see the person's background, what they've done,
Right.
And just get straight to it. You can't we want to see what they've done first. But yes, I think the most crucial part is that, some voice actors do research, some don't. So some people have their own way of doing things, and that's fine as long as it works. If you think it works.
Right. If it's getting you roles, don't change it.
So that's all that matters. But I think for you, I think it's working out great, especially with Vigilantes. Now you got season 2 on the way.
Yes.
So
I read the whole manga now. I went in season 1. I only read the first manga, but for these next season, I finished the story. So I'm fully contextualized now.
There you go. Listen, reading. Listen, I tell you, reading is fundamental. So
yes.
Listen, ever since I started this whole podcasting journey, I've been reading more information. I've been reading information online, all that stuff. Because I was like, if I could just spend a few minutes on my day just to look at it and do some research and see what's going on,
right? That
works. Especially now since I'm doing Substack. So
exactly.
So gotta be serious about it. Because now, at some point, I want to be able to. Because next year, I do have plans to travel across the globe. Maybe go to different countries or something. Maybe I asked about their experiences over there.
For real, yeah, that'd be awesome.
So we'll see how far we get. But first, I got to finish.
Yeah.
But first, I got to finish school in December first before I get out.
Yes.
So, and guess what? Other voice actors kept telling me, "Stay in school, man. Don't worry about us. School's important."
Yes. I've been asked a couple times at conventions, like, "Oh, should I drop out of school and pursue voice acting?" And every time I'm like, "No, don't do that. That's a really bad idea." Because you don't know if it's going to work out. And having a foundation of education is never going to do you wrong. Because you can always fall back on it, but it's a lot harder to do a year out of college and then you don't have the scholarships or whatever, and then you got to get back into it. It's like, just finish college, please.
Just finish college first. And I finished college. I didn't stop.
Right.
I just made it work because my dad told me that he didn't finish college until 5 years later. But he said, but the thing is, I'm glad that you're better than me now because you finished all 4 years on time.
Absolutely.
I did it because I needed something under my belt.
Yes. It's important to have some sort of credit for resumes or just education in general, just to have something to kind of be like, well, at least I did that. So, yeah.
Exactly. And plus, if people ask you to do certain projects, because the thing is, I know with me talking to you guys, because I am trying to think, should I try maybe ask so I can find some projects to work with them on? I guess I can, but at least they'll see what I've done. So
right
before they start, because listen, if I haven't done anything, then what's the point of me asking you guys?
Sure.
I might as well go work at McDonald's or something.
Right. Yes.
Boring job. Question number 7. What was the process like recording for Vigilantes? Any memorable sessions?
The very first session was the most memorable. They're all memorable in their own sense, but the first one sticks out to me because that was the first time I was ever a named character that mattered. And there's no such thing as small roles. That's not true in anime. There are small roles. Because for 9 months, I was just doing Walla. You know, I had like no name, you know, you're Farmer F today. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And then what a hard day at work. And then you leave. And then like 3 or 4 weeks before I got Koichi, I got to be the first named character, and his name was like Captain Goth Falls. And he was in the last 30 seconds of an anime. And I'm like, oh, I did it. I achieved it. I'm a character with a name. And I was like, oh, I've peaked as an actor. And then, you know, 4 weeks later, I was Koichi, and, you know, I went from like 3 lines to, oh, I have 400 lines. I was like, oh my God. And the director of the first episode was super awesome. He was super welcoming because he knew that this was my first big character, and he made it fun, and it relaxed me. And to be in an anime that I knew was going to be a big deal, it was super crazy. It's just that first episode. It's just I rewatch it every now and then. I relive how fun it was to dub.
Okay. I could tell. It must have been a crazy experience. Listen, you got to have those nice, crazy experiences. Listen, I know all the stuff I be doing. I want to put this in a scrapbook when I'm done with everything.
Yeah.
Like that way I can remember all the good stuff I've been through, good, bad stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I say, you know, keep having those sessions, especially I know y'all going to have more sessions ready for season 2.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all start recording yet, but
not quite. I mean, the anime is not even out yet. We're going to at least wait for the Japanese animation to come out. So we'll see.
I tell you, because I was like, maybe they should relax for the holidays first.
Fair.
You know, because they
yeah. We're gonna let season 8 of MHA have its awesome send off where Deku does whatever Deku's doing, and it's gonna be awesome.
How you like the final season so far? Because I've been with My Hero since 2016.
I'm the opposite. I've only seen the first episode of My Hero, and it was just recently, like last week, basically. I was like, I'll sit down and watch one episode. I just, when it was coming out, I just didn't think to watch it. I was watching other things, and I was like, I'll get to it eventually, and I just never did.
Well, it's been killer. Here's what I like about these shows. They like to start off when these final seasons or whatever. They like to start off cinematic, as they should.
Oh,
I mean, if we're at the end here, it's got to be cinematic,
right?
So far they've been cooking.
I've seen clips of like the Bakugo versus All for One. And it's like, oh my God, it's so many colors. It's awesome.
It has to be for a grand finale.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was like, oh, shoot, Bakugo is back, which means you already know what it is.
I don't necessarily, but other people who've seen it do.
Shoot, but now and then tomorrow, can you believe it's a coincidence? I'm talking to you on Friday, and then there's a new episode of My Hero Academia in the morning.
That is true. Yeah. With any luck, if things go my way, Koichi does make a small cameo in the manga. So he might be at the end of season 8.
They did say that they were going to drop some like scenes never before scenes, like original scenes in the show. So it might be possible.
That would be really cool.
But here's the other thing I'm also thinking about. Are they going to add a 5th movie with Deku in the power suit at the end of the manga? Because I was like, are there really any more stories to tell at this point? I mean,
I feel like I've heard that like I don't remember the author's name for MHA, but he was
it's Kohei Hiroski.
Yes, that gentleman, that awesome genius of a man. He was signed on for like 10 movies, and he's only done like 4, right? So he's got a couple in the tank, whether they're My Hero specific or maybe a Vigilante movie or a live action. I know they're doing a live action, so
yeah,
we'll get some more stuff. The My Hero people is not done.
I tell you, and listen, speaking of My Hero, Batman Arkham City Pop is not the only one I'm getting. I'm also getting the Deku Shigaraki figures from season 7. They're huge. They're huge. And I was like, I might as well get it since the show is ending.
Right.
Like him, and I also guess what? I also got the Armored All Might figure.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. It's not in this country. I had to order off of Makari, and it came from Japan.
With that, then you know it's authentic at the very least.
And I met Crystal Sabat last June at Boat Missouri, and he signed it for me.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I've yet to meet Chris Sabat. He seems like such a cool guy.
You got to go check out the convention is going to be at if you can. If the convention doesn't get away, but yeah, this is him.
Wow, that's my favorite version of All Might. I know that's not a very popular version of him, but I like the armored kind of characters.
The fact that he went from Superman to Batman in that show, that's crazy.
True.
And guess what? You're gonna laugh at this because I told Mauricio Segura this. I think you know who he is. He was in the 4th movie.
Mhm.
He was saying, I told him, well, listen, All Might, you don't have a quirk. You don't need to be out in these streets. You don't need to be out in these streets.
Hey, quirkless people can fight. You've seen Knuckle Duster. He throws them with the best.
Yeah, he tough. I'm gonna have to stay out of his way. Don't mess with it. I remember they call him old age grandpa.
He's freaky fist grandpa.
Shoot. Man, well, he can't fight. Have you seen how many people he's knocked down on the show?
Oh yeah, his quirk is his dem fists. It's freaking awesome.
I was like, how many people is he gonna knock out?
Oh, you're in for it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but he does some really great stuff in the later seasons of the manga. I don't know how it's gonna be animated, but we'll see.
I buckle up.
Yes, and then Jason does such an amazing job. He's so cool.
Yeah, because I remember him because he was Carmine in Dragon Ball Superhero.
Yes, Jason's been around for years. I mean, he's Oven in One Piece. He's Megatron in something or other. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jason's got just the coolest voice for a character like Knuckle Duster.
Okay, that's sweet. All right, on to the next one. Let's see. How do you bring personality? Wait, did I ask? Wait, I don't think I asked this question. Okay, I'm trying to remember where we are. I just geeking out and I lost track.
No worries.
How do you bring personality and emotion into a character's voice while staying true to the original?
For Koichi in particular, it was really easy because after I read that first manga and I saw that he had like identity issues and he had self-confidence issues and he never felt like he was going to amount to what he wanted to. And he worked at 7-Eleven, which is hilarious, or the Japanese equivalent of anime 7-Eleven. I was like, oh my God, he's very similar to me. And this is not like a pity party, but like I've always struggled with not feeling like I fit in with these amazing voice actors around me. Never feeling like I'm going to amount to what I want. And it was really easy for me to slip into the Koichi mindset because a lot of it was very similar to what I go through. And there were times where like we'd be doing scenes and I would be like just reading one line at a time and I'd be thinking like, oh well, I would say this next, and Koichi would say something very similar. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm on the same freaking page as this guy. And so his whole journey is something that I deeply relate to, and I think that made it super easy for me to do Koichi justice. Hopefully, I'm doing Koichi justice.
You are, man. You're doing a great job. And listen, I watched a few episodes of dub, but I've been watching the subtitles because I'm trying to learn Japanese. Because I do plan to go to Japan soon.
That will be cool.
So I'm trying to learn this. I've been watching the original stuff, but I am trying to work on watching the English stuff. And plus, I have to switch to English anyway because my dad can't understand the Japanese stuff. So I had to switch to English. But I am trying. But here's the thing: dub or sub, it doesn't matter. The show's great.
The sub is phenomenal. I mean, I occasionally go back and forth like you, and the Japanese voice actors are amazing. So either way, you can't lose.
No, of course not. Listen, no matter who it is, it's going to be perfect.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you. The more y'all can, and guess what? I already know season 2 is going to be perfect. Sitting here talking to you, I can't wait for it. I think there was also a thing is with season 2 coming out. I also found some My Hero Academia Vigilantes figures, but I'm running out of space in my room to put these things.
There, I have all 3 of them. And they are large. Koichi like takes up like a huge amount of space because he's all splayed out and stuff. So
instead,
wait for the Funkos.
I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just get some keychains instead because I saw some keychains on Instagram. They showed on Instagram and they're getting ready to release those keychains. I was like, maybe I need to upgrade my keychains a little bit, my lanyard.
Yes. Oh, I have a Koichi keychain on mine and I love it. It's so cool.
It's great. Yes, that's great. Let's keep. I'm going to do my best to keep growing my collection because you see, I got all these posters, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Goku. I got a lot of stuff, and Shadow's right there in the corner. If you could see him,
I could see a glimpse.
Yeah, hold on. That's Shadow's right there.
Ooh, very cool.
I got him when the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3 came out.
Yes, with Keanu Reeves.
Now they got Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Tika Sumpter, and all that stuff.
So cool.
it's just crazy, and I'll be honest with you, Jack. My cousin who does a lot of photography, he's friends with Tika Sumpter.
That is cool.
I got mad at him. For having that. But his thing is, they've been friends for a long time,
Right.
so I really can't be mad. But he did send me a nice little message from Tika he was telling her all about me, saying that I like Sonic. So that's a nice little gift. So
Very cool.
not gonna post it on social media. That's supposed to be
just
my
for you.
own.
That's
It's just for me. Don't need to tell everything that happens now.
Sure.
So it's fine. Let's see. We're almost at the end of this section. I know
All right.
I know we're trying to get to, because thing is we got 2 sections left, and then it's
Sure.
and then after this is going to be personal fun, and then it's the 2-part sections.
Right.
The deep dive and the ultra deep dive. So I'm trying to get through the boring section.
We're doing it. Oh, none of this has been boring. It's been great.
Okay. Are there techniques you use to maintain vocal health during long sessions? Some people drink tea.
I do that. I drink tea. There's this great Chinese like syrup that I know a lot of voice actors use. I don't want to say the name because I'm going to butcher it. I'm going to feel like an idiot. But if you look up like Chinese honey loquat syrup something, it'll most likely come up. It's the best. You put it in your tea and then it makes the tea awesome. And it like coats your entire vocal thing. And it's my favorite thing. If I'm ever having like a really raspy day, I drink that and it cures me. And then I have a ton of like little serums that you put in your mouth, or you have a lozenge, or obviously drinking water, and not staying away from caffeine or anything salty or with dairy. But I bounce around a lot. I haven't found like a perfect routine for vocal health. I kind of do a little bit of everything depending on the day.
Okay. Yeah, because I know you gotta imagine yourself being stuck in a booth after doing so many long sessions, and your throat just starts dropping really bad. You gotta make sure you take care of it.
I've been blessed with very strong vocal cords, and from taking classes with Sonny Strait, I've learned how to yell and to scream with very minimal damage. So I could do usually like 4 hours without doing too much strain. So I've avoided most injury so far.
Yeah, of course. Listen. I will say this, Jack, and you're gonna agree with me. Take care of yourself before you take care of others.
Oh yes.
Because I know so many voice actors who want to go to like these conventions, they get sick, they get hurt, and I'll be telling them, y'all, take care of yourselves. We'll come back later. I'm more listen. I like you guys coming to the conventions, but I'm also concerned. Like, I'm one of the good ones who concerned about the voice actors taking care of themselves.
Yes.
Listen. I'm one of the good fans out there. Some fans just don't care and all that stuff, and I was like, I don't understand why. Like, y'all, come on now. They're not. There've been so many situations where fans have disregard for the voice actors' mentality, but I'm not one of those guys, because I like to be patient. I got other stuff to do than I got other stuff to do than see y'all. No offense, I do want to see you, but I got other things I got to take up in my life first before I go have to do the fun stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Jack. Make sure if you get sick, take care of yourself first.
I got it. I'm taking care of myself. I got my wife here, who's my in-home nurse if I need. She's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, so that's taken care of. Don't side. I just like being considerate of others.
Absolutely, as do I. I try to look out for the people around me.
Of course. All right, number 10. Then we'll be at section 3, personal and fun.
All right. Personal.
Now, do you have a favorite line or scene you voiced for Koichi the Crawler? Favorite line?
My favorite scene and line. I would do it here, but I'm gonna get a noise complaint or something or other. It's episode 9. It's the cat bus episode where Koichi's mom is in town, and so on and so forth. Insanity ensues, and Koichi is falling off the bus, and he's gonna die. And Makoto is in his hands, and he needs to muster up some kind of strength to save Makoto and himself from both falling to their doom. And so that's when he has this great hero moment where, through force of will, his quirk kind of awakens a little bit, and he can fly just a little bit with his slide and glide quirk to get Makoto to safety and for him to land not to his death. And it was such a great scene, and I got to really go to a really intense place And that's one of the very few scenes that the director was like, just after the first take, they were like, that's good. We can just move on. You crushed it. We don't need to do it again. We don't need to like mess with anything. You did that perfectly. Let's just move on. And I was like, yes, that's amazing.
There
It's
you
super
go.
cool.
That's nice, man. I remember watching that episode, then watching the English dub. I'm going to listen before season 2 comes out. I'm going to watch all the show again in English dub. That way,
Please do.
that way I'll be all caught up because I know I watched the subtitles, but now I need to watch the English dub for real.
Right.
So that way, because listen, the more I watch this stuff, the more I can have more conversations with you guys. Because here's the thing. I spoke to Rochelle May on Monday. She's a very sweet lady. I actually watched the first 2 episodes of the Apothecary Diaries.
Ooh.
It's really good.
I've heard that was good. Yes.
The fact that I spoke to her before they get started on season 3, and then there's a movie coming out next year. Oh my lord!
It's all coming together. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to broaden my horizons, and the more I talk to you guys, the more y'all get me recommendations for y'all, so I can keep coming back and ask more questions. And that way, I'll be prepared. Because listen, if I don't watch the stuff, then I'll be like, oh, how am I going to have a conversation if I haven't watched the stuff?
Right.
Gotta make sure I'm prepared for this stuff. By the way, I will tell you this: when I spoke to Kira last night, and I'll tell you this too. Did you know now that they're trying to put the Demon Slayer movie in the Oscars?
I mean, I don't see why they couldn't. It what grossed more money than Superman or something crazy like that, and it was like the #1 movie. I mean, and the cast did such an amazing job, just crushing it. Whether it was the Japanese or the English, I mean, it was phenomenal. The animators did such a bang up job. It should be in the. My God, it should be in the Oscars.
Kira and Rochelle were shot that they didn't know that.
Right.
I tell you, I read these things. They're trying to get into the Oscars next in February or something.
I mean, if anime movies keep doing as success, like Chainsaw Man just came out with a movie that did phenomenal. I mean, if these movies keep doing as well as they're doing and beating American movies, there should absolutely be a Oscar genre for anime. 100%.
Yeah, because when they did the Super Mario Brothers movie, and that was made by I forgot his name. He's from Japan. I know who I'm talking about. Right. It reached over $1 billion. What you expect? It's Super Mario,
right?
And now they got the Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out next year. Cool, dude. I even got hold on. Let's see. I even managed to get the games on the Nintendo Switch.
Hey, very cool. I was a Mario Galaxy kid growing up.
Yeah, I guess what? I even posted on my Instagram saying 15 years later, and it's back in my hands. So
that is cool.
Pretty good. I've been getting a lot of Mario games. Last Friday, I got this one, Luigi Brothers.
I heard that was fun. I heard it was a cute little fun game.
It's really good. And the thing is, I don't have the Nintendo 3DS or Nintendo DS anymore, so I don't have any of those games. So I was like, let me try out this new Mario Luigi game. It's been good. I beat a few bosses. I got caught with the sharks in the sand. I couldn't beat them, and they beat me like 2 times. I was like, why can't we beat these guys? I was like, well, there's only one thing to do. Tuck tail and run.
Sometimes that's Koichi's best method, and so it seems to be working out for him. It works for others.
So, but yeah, I just figured if any anime can get into like those movies being gross, because here's the thing, my mom was a little upset that they managed to get the Bowser song in the Grammys.
That was a little silly, but I mean, it's a song; it counts.
If they didn't put it in there, it would lose all its majestic energy.
Right.
I mean, why not put Bowser singing?
It was catchy. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I catch myself singing it in the car, and I can't help myself.
You gotta love Jack Black for that.
He's a golden child. I loved him in Nacho Libre as a kid, and now he's Bowser and
Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda, yes. I didn't like Kung Fu Panda 4, but I liked him in the other 3.
It's great.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait.
Oh, are we back?
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
What happened?
We froze for a second. You froze for a second. I don't know if that was my.
No, I'm good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, because I know the way the years are going to keep going, y'all going to keep coming out with amazing movies.
Right.
I know y'all going to have like maybe My Hero Academia Vigilantes, maybe the spinoff might get a movie. I'm not sure. You know, listen, if y'all get a movie, of course I'm going to be dropping the trailer on Instagram. Listen, Jack, I'm not going to be able to make it. You're not going to see me at a You're not going to see me at a movie premiere anytime soon. It's impossible for me to get to California these days. I can't. I can't make it. I could try, but like I said, I got priorities.
There's always hope. You never know.
Now I was a little jealous when they did the You're Next and Demon Slayer because I wasn't able to go. But here's the thing I also learned. You're gonna laugh at this. I got over that jealousy because one, at the end of the day, it's just a movie. It doesn't really matter. Two, it's not about you or me. It's about the story and the art that you're telling people and putting out there for everybody to enjoy.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
And like I said, at the end of the day, it's just a movie.
It's just we're just having fun at the end of the day, you know.
Hey, and guess what? By the time the movie's done, the next day you guys are back to your normal lives.
Right. You know, everybody gets back to their day. Everybody's, you know, in line for lunch. It's a spark, and then it ends up with the rest of us.
I think the best thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the movies here in my hometown in the theaters, maybe post a little review on it, and I'll make sure to tell you guys saying I watched the movie. Y'all did an amazing good job. So you'll have a supporter here. You'll have a supporter in me on the east side.
We need all the supporters we can.
Of course, I'll be there. Of course. Let's see. I think now we're out of that section. Now we're on section 3, personal fun, and then it's time for the 2-part sections.
All right.
So some of these questions, I think you've already answered most of them. So I'm just going to answer the ones that I'm just ask the ones that I haven't asked before. What's a typical day like for you when you're not recording?
I'm not that interesting, unfortunately. A lot of you. I wake up at like 10:30, 11. Me and my wife argue about what we're gonna have for breakfast. Go to the gym. I don't do that much.
Don't do that much.
I'm a pretty boring guy, you know. Me and my wife occasionally do date night and stuff, but you know, I'm not like, oh, well, I wake up and then I make my super interesting breakfast where I have to kill a fish in the ocean. I go and I strangle a bear for my work. It's you know, I just live a normal life for the most part.
There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, do you know how many times I wake up and I just go to work, you know, but I still, but, you know, I talked to Mike Smith before. I think you know who Mike Smith is. He was saying like, you know, that can't be all that is. I mean, go live life too. Listen, every Friday, Jack, I try to go out for ice cream.
That's fine.
So, listen, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the small moments in life.
Yes, absolutely. So, I want a quiet life, and that's what I have, and I'm very happy about it.
And I learned that from watching Soul.
There you go. Yes.
Remember that movie with Jamie Foxx?
Vaguely. That was in the era of movies where I kind of watched them, but not really.
Okay. Yeah, you know, he did an amazing job. So did Tina Fey, of course, you know, because it taught me, you know, there's this one thing that caught my attention with I forgot her name. I know who I'm talking about. It's this is what she's told Joe Gardner. He was saying, we come back and we do it all again. And then she was like, what's wrong, Teach? It's just I just been waiting on my life for this day like forever. I just thought I feel different. Here's what she says that really got my attention. I once heard of this fish. He walks up to this older fish and asks him, I'm trying to find this thing they call the ocean. The ocean, says the older fish. That's what you're in right now. Oh, this is the young fish. This is just water. What I want is the ocean.
Ooh. I like that. I might have to go back and watch that movie again because that is powerful. I don't remember that. I might have been just like on my phone, embarrassingly enough.
I want to say, was your wife trying to get you to watch the movie?
Probably. My wife wasn't here at the time that movie came out. We got married in 2024, so she wasn't here quite yet.
Oh man, so you were still by yourself trying to watch the movie.
Yes, and I'm too ADHD to watch movies without like playing a game or on my phone. I miss moments occasionally.
Oh shit, you got Disney Plus, go watch it.
It's true.
But yes, but the way that she said it, I was like, you're right. I'm already where I am right now. Everything before that was what makes life worth living, not where you're trying to get to now. See, now I'm going full Pixar now because I watched Cars. You remember Cars 2006? I watched that so many times when I was a kid, but now that I'm older, I understood the context of the movie. Like, Lightning McQueen was so focused on winning, but that can't be all that is. It's more about the journey, not the finish line.
Absolutely. That's a great movie.
Yeah, because so now when I look at you guys doing, like I said, we're all human beings. I just tell myself, I would rather just be like, I'd rather just enjoy like the small moments and quiet stuff. Big stuff, sure, but I just want things to be quiet around here.
Absolutely.
So, and I could tell you enjoy the quiet stuff too.
I do. I like low profile life. That's my favorite.
Nothing wrong with that. And listen, I know I've been doing this podcast for a while, but sometimes I do like to take a 1 week hiatus to try to
Just
focus on
reset.
Just focus on what I need to do to make sure, I take care of myself.
Absolutely.
So it's fun, but sometimes I do talk myself to death and I need to recharge my batteries.
Yes, I feel that.
every Sunday, even this Sunday now, I go to Triplet Park. And I go to these parks and I go work out there in the mornings.
That's very cool.
I just go there because I want to get away from everything.
Right. I mean, sometimes I think everybody needs that from time to time.
Go to any parks. I don't know if you have any local parks, but yes, that's what I do every Sunday.
Very cool.
And it works.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Do you enjoy other forms of acting or performing outside voice work?
Not really. I'm one of the few actors who is very hyper specific in what he enjoys. I did theater in college and I was the main character of a play and it was fine. I enjoyed it for the most part, but it's not something that I would pursue. I have no interest in on-camera stuff. I have terrible camera technique. I talk with my hands and I look at the camera and it's just a nightmare for me. I'm voice actor and voice actor only. And people have told me like, oh, well, you get more work and you get more money if you did others. And I'm like, I know, but I don't want to.
It's okay. Listen, money can't buy happiness.
Exactly.
I think, with you guys, there's so many people doing live action. Like I can't keep doing live action forever. I think that's why most people would rather go into voice acting work instead of doing live action stuff. Because, stuff like the Arrowverse, like, some of the Arrowverse has retired after so many seasons, 38 seasons, if I remember, altogether. They was like, these actors are getting old. They got to stop at some point.
Right.
And now it's like, with you, Jack, and all the other people, this is why y'all stuck the voice at it. Because I can't do any live action stuff.
Yeah. Nor can I.
There's no limits there's no limit. Here's the thing. When you get into like certain like acting roles, like voice acting, there's no limits to how many seasons you can do. You know how many seasons One Piece has? It's terrifying. I was like, are y'all gonna stop?
I mean, it's a really good show. I highly recommend it to anybody who doesn't watch it already. I mean, Colin Clinkenbeard, Sonny Strait, Ian Sinclair, just a phenomenal cast of people in the English dub. I highly suggest it. And they're going to be doing it for the next 15 years. So it's awesome.
Oh, hell. I can't do that many episodes. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of One Piece. But seriously, they're probably going to make it to 2,000 episodes by the time they're finished.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people keep saying, oh, we're wrapping up. We're coming towards the end. Only 6 more years. And they're like, oh, my God, we're at the end and it's 6 more years? It's killer, but it's fine.
Well, might as well buckle up for that ride too.
Yes.
All right, last one of this session, and then it's time. The two-part sections, deep dive and ultra deep dive. So, like I said, I came with receipts. I prepared for you since you're the main character in the show.
All right, let's see.
So it's got to be enticing. But let's get through this last section first. If you could voice any anime character, past or present, who would it be and why?
My answer on this always kind of flip-flops because I always think of like another anime that I want to be in. I would want to be Jaden Yuki from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX because I grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And I loved it. And GX was kind of the era that I watched primarily. And I think Jaden is just such a fun character who's like one of the more dynamic Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists. Not to say that the others aren't, but he had that like big dark side to him and stuff. It was really cool. And I just love that anime. I love the card game. I think voice acting a Yu-Gi-Oh card game battle would be super fun because it's like so dialogue heavy and action based. So I would do Jaden.
Okay, that's very interesting. That would have been possible if I could see that. But his other thing too is I'll go to GameStop, so that's why I got all these games, and people are still selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
It's hard to get out once you're in.
I was like, I thought they were done selling those. They kept selling the Pokemon cards. So it's been, yeah, I'm telling you, pop culture stuff, when it first started, it doesn't die. It keeps going.
They just came out with a new format for Yu-Gi-Oh, so they're far from done.
What?
Yeah. If you start talking to Yu-Gi-Oh, I'll be here all day. Save that for another podcast.
I might have to go to GameStop tomorrow and ask them some questions about that.
Oh yes, it's very cool.
Yeah, I might need to ask them about that because they got so much stuff. You know, they be giving me like to sell some stuff. By the way, that's where I'm going to get my pop figures. Going to GameStop. Thing is, I ordered the Arkham City pop figure from the GameStop in Savannah. I'm based in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
I got the My Hero Academia pops coming in Pooler, Georgia, which is like right down the street.
Sure.
So
that's cool.
So it's yeah, I got, I go there, I just get cool stuff. We talk about anime stuff. I just when I saw those pop figures, I just had to get them because like I said, I wanted to complete my Arkham collection, and I wanted to make sure I have some more My Hero stuff since the show's ending.
Absolutely. You can never have too much stuff like that. It's always fun to have.
And I kept it very diverse, DC, Marvel, anime. That's why you see the Avengers Endgames and all that stuff, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
I try to keep it diverse, but the thing is, I know I like Dragon Ball, but I don't want Dragon Ball taking out my room now. I mean, there's more anime than just Dragon Ball. Here's the thing. So many people just do like Dragon Ball content these days on Instagram and YouTube, especially with Dokkan Battle. I haven't played Dokkan in a while.
I got sucked into that.
It's like, thing is, I have so many characters. I spent like over like bunch of dollars. You know how much I spent during the 10th anniversary? It was like $700.
Oh my gosh.
I was trying to get those characters.
I feel you. I mean, I remember I was in a phase a long time ago. I was like, I would spend like hours grinding to get like an LR Mr. Satan or whatever the new character was. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this to myself anymore. I had to delete the app.
So I decided to put Dokkan back in the shelf. At least I got Contest of Champions. I mean, I've been playing that game since high school. You know how many champions I got on my phone right now? A lot.
I can't do those grindy games anymore. I can't. Don't bring me back in.
I won't. But here's the funny thing too. With Contest of Champions, they made it more easier to get characters. So I can just peek in and pick a character of my choosing. It's not like Dokkan.
Right.
So I was like, screw you, Dokkan. I'm putting you back on the shelf. Because I don't listen, Jack, I don't want Dragon Ball to take over my life. There's more to life than this Dragon Ball. That's why let's go back to where it began. Let's try to diversify my pop culture here. Let's just keep it simple. Sure. But yes. I don't want Dragon Ball to be taking up my room.
There's a lot of Dragon Ball to take up. So I understand.
So I just want to keep it simple. I also got some Sonic the Hedgehog figures that I got signed by Jason Griffin and MomoCon last year.
That's cool. Very nice.
Speaking of Jason Griffin, I'm actually about to do another video game walkthrough later this month, Sonic Unleashed.
Hey, I remember that. I had that game on the Wii.
Really?
What version of it?
I want to say do the Xbox 360 version. Don't do the Wii.
I didn't have Xbox. I had a Wii. I played Call of Duty on the Wii. I played Sonic on the Wii. It was miserable, but it was my childhood.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more Sonic games these days. I'm trying to do Sonic Unleashed, going back to Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Colors, remastered, Sonic Colors Ultimate. So I'm just trying to play more Sonic games because Sonic's been one of my favorite gaming heroes growing up.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
So I met Jason Griffin. I do want to meet Ryan Bartley since she's Sage, but she's just kind of hard to catch. She was actually in Atlanta, in my state. She was in Atlanta. Couldn't catch her because of school,
right?
So, but like I said,
right?
Yeah, like I said, Jack. As I said before, you would tell me to stay in school, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she'll come back around. She'll be back.
Got it. So plus, I still got to worry about the money thing, but
Right.
it'll work itself out in the end.
Absolutely.
So, all right, it's time. Section 4. This is going to be part 1 of a deep dive. Okay, so deep dive: My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, and the Crawler. Now, number 16. How did you first learn about your role as Koichi Haimawari, if I said that right? The Crawler, and what was your initial reaction?
Oh, it was of insane joy. I mean, because this was the first time I'd ever been cast in anything of substantial value. And it was amazing. It was like this relief of like knowing that all my hard work had come to pay off, and I got to be this character that was going to be in multiple seasons of a show, and I was going to be tied to this amazing IP. I mean, it was an incredible moment for me, but it also had a lot of anxiety because I was like, okay, you're the main character of a IP that is very heavily cared about, and you're like, ooh. It was a joy, anxious mixture that probably made me look insane for a couple of hours, but it was really wonderful to find out I was Koichi.
Hey, listen, the fact that you learned that you're the main character in the show, it's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it's super cool. I was in a Discord call with my friends, and I like shouted and I was screaming, and they were like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Don't worry, it was something good. It's positive." They're like, "Oh, thank God."
You got to, man. I mean, listen, you're part of the My Hero Academia verse, and you're one of the main characters in Vigilantes. I was gonna think, you think Koichi might have the same energy as Deku.
Very similar. I've heard, I like I said, I've only seen one episode of My Hero, but I've heard that they're very, very similar characters in many ways.
Oof. I believe that as far as the show keeps going, he's going to have a very miraculous role to play in these upcoming episodes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've read the manga. I know for a fact it's going to be awesome.
It's got to be, especially with the animators. Have you seen the animators for the final season? Like, everything I've seen so far is cinematic.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be super cool.
So I was like, why not do that with Vigilantes? Do it.
I mean, Bones is doing a great job with their kind of comic booky style. I'm really excited. I hope that the animation momentum carries on into season 2 and beyond.
I cannot wait for season 2, man. I'm listen when season 2 comes out, and plus there's going to be another convention when season 2 comes up. Don't know who's going to be in my hometown for Savannah Animation, but we'll see. I'll be ready. But I'll have 2 events to look forward to: another convention and season 2 of Vigilantes.
Yes, season 2.
Can't wait for that. Number 17. What do you think makes Koichi the Crawler unique compared to the other heroes in the My Hero Academia universe?
There's a lot of ways to answer this. I was watching a YouTube video. I forgot who it was by, but it was kind of an analysis of the contrast between Vigilantes and My Hero. And the way they described it is Deku and a lot of the heroes in My Hero, they act like heroes and they want to be heroes. And they have this mindset of like, I would go into a burning building, even with no powers. I would go into a burning building and I would break bones to be a superhero. And they have that hero mentality. And in real life, that's not a real person, generally speaking. I mean, most people aren't that dedicated to things. I mean, there's the 0.01%, but you don't meet a lot of Dekus on the street, which makes him very unique as a character. Koichi is a more down-to-earth character, and he described him as like, he wants to be a good neighbor, which I thought was a really funny way of putting it, of where like he wants to be a hero, but he knows that his limitations, and so he'll pick up garbage, and he just wants the people around his community to be brought up, to be lifted up. And I think that's wonderful. So I think Deku and Koichi share similarities, but their mindsets are, Deku wants to reach for the stars and land on the stars, and Koichi wants to reach for the stars, but he's okay with landing on the moon. He's like, the moon is fine. I made it to where I need to be. And I think it's a very relatable thing. And it's really cool to see the contrast between the Vigilantes and the heroes and the My Hero people.
Yeah, of course. And listen, I like how you said stay to the ground because if you've seen Spider-Man Homecoming, Tony Stark was like, hey, why don't you just, stay to the ground, help the little people?
Right.
Like that woman who bought you the churro.
Exactly. The way I've described it at conventions is if My Hero Academia is like the MCU, it's the Avengers, like they're fighting the world, the Ultrons and Thanos, the world-ending threats. The Vigilantes is like Daredevil or Spider-Man or Batman, where it's like we're fighting threats that matter, but they matter on a smaller scale and makes it more kind of relatable, and the threats feel more realistic in a sense. I mean, obviously nothing in My Hero is wildly realistic, but it feels more like this could actually maybe be a threat to my neighborhood.
Of course, I like, Koichi, because when I first watched the show, then I started watching the manga, I was like, so pretty much Koichi's like his own friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Exactly.
It's kind of like that. And I like how, thing is, when Kohei Hirosuke did the series, when he first started back in I think it was 2014. Yes, because it started in 2014, then the manga ended in 2024, which is a year ago.
Right.
He wanted to define, because here's the thing, he was a fan of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man series. And, he liked the X-Men and everything. So he wanted to, the reason how he came up with the name My Hero was like, what makes a hero? Courage, powers, that kind of stuff. And I like how they came up with that title, because I was like, that's true. What makes a hero, like in real life or animation? It's something that he had to take really long time and brainstorm how this was all going to turn out, because his previous book, I forgot what it's called, it didn't do so good after 2 volumes.
Right.
So he had to do something different. So he thought to himself, hey, I've watched a lot of superhero movies. Let's talk about, because I'm about to nerd out here, because one thing I will say is this, Shonen Jump, and about Shonen Jump. Yes. Shonen Jump has magically taken us into the realm of pirates, martial artists, ninjas,
right,
soul reapers, demon slayers, sports, superheroes. Like, it's an endless universe.
We've been everywhere.
So I like, he wants to they wanted to make sure, because I was like, when I was watching some of the old stuff, I was like, did they ever consider maybe putting superheroes in Shonen Jump? My wish came true. My Hero Academia came knocking at the door. So, right. But yeah, he wanted to make sure every one of these heroes were treated the same as Marvel and DC. Spider-Man, you got him shooting webs. Deku has black web. Spider Sense.
Right.
I was like, okay, Spider Sense, Danger Sense.
Exactly.
So I was like, now I understand how he made these weapons, because he's a fan of Spider-Man. So they put it in the books. So I was like, now I understand why it's called Danger Sense, and he has black web, because the author's a Spider-Man fan.
Are too, yeah.
So
it's very close.
It's so yeah. So I think with Koichi, yeah, maybe he could be a friendly neighbor Spider-Man, but at some point down the line, from what you said by reading the manga, he's going to have to be ready to face tougher threats, especially with season 2 coming up.
Oh, sure. I won't spoil it. Yeah, but yes, as the show progresses, Koichi continually becomes a greater hero.
And I was going to listen, they're going to put you through the ringer to prove, they're going to put Koichi through the ringer.
Oh, they are.
So, but I know you're ready for that. But hey, I'm listening. Yeah, I was gonna say, you do your thing in the voice box. I'll be at home watching the show when it comes out.
Please do.
So, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. And we'll talk about that more when we get to the end of this conversation. But moving on, were there any scenes or character moments that really challenged you as a voice actor?
A lot of the slower, more quiet scenes, I always kind of struggle with. Just because there's a lot more going on vocally and emotionally, and so they usually take multiple takes and kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work. In any scene where it's loud, and oh, he's scared, so yell and be panicky, or he's angry, be angry, or he's charging up. It's super easy. So any scene where it's him and Pop having a person-to-person kind of conversation, or Knuckle Duster kind of giving him sage advice, however sage advice that crazy old man can have, those were always tougher for me. Just because it was slower, and it just required more kind of emotional awareness in the scene, which I'm a little anxious as a voice actor, so it's hard for me to kind of find that slowness when I'm anxious at the same time. So it just took some time.
Of course. And listen, I tell you, every time when you guys get into the movie, it's going to take some time to adjust, because this is a new role that you just got. You're not going to get it right off the bat. Like I said, I'll take the words out of Foghorn Leghorn's mouth. You got to walk before you can run.
Right. Right.
You remember those old classic Looney Tunes cartoons?
Oh, I love those.
So I was actually watching Bugs Bunny yesterday before I talked to Kara. So it's really good cartoons. But yeah, like I said, just walk before you can run.
Right.
But yeah, you have to just take baby steps. Baby steps is like the most crucial part to when you start doing these roles. Because I know I know you already got your work cut out for you, because when you first started, I didn't know much about this character that you were doing for Vigilantes. But when you got to it, you start to ease in and test the waters.
Right. So
I think that's the trick for most people. I think the more voice actors keep doing that, it's going to get, and I think they already know, even though I'm telling you guys, but you guys already know what to do.
All these voice actors are awesome.
I mean, there's almost 1,000, 2,000 of y'all now.
It's a lot. It's a lot of competition with a lot of incredibly talented people.
So I'll just leave the voice end to you guys. I'll just stick to what I'm best at.
Exactly.
So, and like I said before, I am working with you. I'm here talking.
Yeah, we're having a great time.
So, next question: how do you approach voicing a character with a dual life? Person who's in college and then he's a vigilante at night. That's how it usually goes. A normal person versus hero identity.
I mean, for Koichi, it's really easy because he's not it's not like night and day for him. It's like, I'm a spaz during the day and I'm a spaz with a mask on during the night. He's more or less the same guy. And so it's a lot of fun to go from his dull college life days where he's like, oh, I'm studying and I'm eating curry or whatever, and it's just boring, to he's doing superhero work, but it's the most mundane level of super. He's like, I'm the distraction. And it's that's what he's good at. He's good at being a weird spaz guy, and it's just fun. And so there's not a huge leap for him. Knuckle Duster would be a better person to ask, because he's a really normal guy during the day, super calm and reserved, and then at night he's just a crazy guy punching people for no reason sometimes.
Yeesh. He's probably gonna knock everybody's teeth out when he's done.
He is unhinged.
Listen, he was drunk and everything, and I was like, sir, it's called being drunk is what you are. What you are is inebriated.
Yeah. Oh, Jason Marnoka does a phenomenal job as Knuckle Duster. It's the best.
Man, I might have to run that question by him when I catch up to him one of these days.
Do. He's gonna have a wonderful answer for it.
So hopefully, but again, we'll talk more about it when we finished.
Right.
We finished, man. But yeah, you three, y'all kind of like the three musketeers in the show. So, but hey, it's going great so far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I say just keep doing it. I like it. I'm gonna have to ask one thing. I'm gonna have to ask Macy is, can she sing like Pop Step? Since I got the song on Spotify, that might be tricky for her.
I know she really wants to. Obviously, I'll let her answer for it, but I know that she wanted to do the singing parts for Pop Step.
Yeah, because I was like, she's Pop Step. Why doesn't she sing?
I know. I asked about that in the booth, and their answer was very, oh well, various things have to be put in place. The singer for the Japanese, had a certain contract and so on and so forth. So yeah, respect. Listen, copyright. Exactly.
Copyright. So listen, I've been listening. This is guy whose name is D Free on YouTube. He does Dokkan Battle videos and everything. He was like, wait a second, I can't listen to that. Copyright. And then when they played the Dragon Ball Daima song, when they dropped Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in the game, I cracked out because he was saying it's actually kind of wait. Oh, hold on. No. Turn that crap off.
Right.
I can't listen to that. Copywritten. I tell you, he cracks me up.
Some people just have it.
So, but yeah, you can't play any songs from Dokkan Battle. That's copyright, all that stuff. But yeah,
there are some jams, unfortunately, but
Maybe when she gets a chance, maybe she can sing on her own time or something. I don't know. Maybe I can ask Jade Saxon when I go there next weekend. Maybe she
I'm
can.
sure she'll have a more educated answer than me. She's a brainiac. She's super smart. She's much more intertwined into the Crunchyroll creature. So.
I'll put that in my notes before next weekend. Because, like I said, I can't believe the director of Vigilantes is showing up in my hometown. Listen, Jack, every time I try to get you guys to come to like certain conventions, and guess what? Kira laughed at this last night. I was like, I'm just preaching to the choir.
If I could do every convention, I would, but nah.
Yeah, they kept saying, if the con doesn't work on us, there's nothing we can do about it.
It's sometimes you're in demand, sometimes you're not. It's ebb and flow.
Well, only thing I can do, I just got to keep trying. And if the conventions doesn't work, I'll just bring you on here to talk to me.
There you go.
So listen, I always have a plan B. Like, don't count me out of the game.
Right.
So, all right, last question, and then it's time for part 2, the ultra deep dive. So, the ultra deep dive is going to be challenging, but let's get through this last question of the deep dive. Now, for fans who love Koichi, what behind the scenes insider anecdotes can you share about bringing the crawler to life?
That's a hard question. You might have stumped me here.
Hey, I come with receipts.
Are we talking like rephrase the question for me? Maybe that'll help me here.
Okay. For fans who love Koichi, what behind the scenes insight or anecdotes can you share about bringing the crawler to life?
This is a good question. I think the thing that I am always thinking when I'm voicing Koichi is be happy with where you're at in life. Because that's a lot of what Koichi is he wants to be All Might. I mean, that's his whole thing. He idolizes All Might and he loves it. And he's like, I want to be All Might, but I know I'm not All Might. And he's self-aware enough to know I don't have super strength. I can't fly. I can't destroy buildings or defeat villains. I'm not that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I can for my community. I'm going to be the All Might of my community, the best that I can be. I'm going to be okay with that. And so he's picking up garbage. He's giving directions. He's taking pictures. And he is his own All Might. And he's happy doing that. And I think there is some level of there's a positivity in being content with something like that and being okay with where you're at in life and not like constantly striving to be the world's greatest everything, because there can only, there's always a bigger fish, and comparison is the thief of joy. And so the anecdote is, be happy with what you're doing and just have fun at the end of the day. Just enjoy it. Life is too short to be miserable.
Hey, be yourself. Be yourself. Listen, I be telling people, don't, as I said before earlier, my point is, don't try so hard to be something that you're not.
Exactly. And it's okay to acknowledge that, Koichi could have very easily just been a sad sack, depressed, being like, oh, well, if I can't be All Might, then I guess I might as well just go work at, Amazon or something. If I can't be All Might, then I'm not going to be a hero. But he chose to do something, and I think that's a really powerful message of you might not make it to the NBA, or you might not be the world's greatest football player, but just try and be happy with where you land because you did the best you can. And I think that's a really powerful message.
It's nice that you said that, Jack, because I was actually watching. Are you familiar with Hulk and the Agents of Smash?
No.
From back then, it's on Disney Plus. Here's this one. It's nice that you say that because now I'm thinking back to an episode I watched called "The Strongest One There Is."
Right.
So A-Bomb was just upset. His name is A-Bomb. He's with Hulk. Rick Jones. He was just upset that I don't want any more roly-poly powers and all that stuff.
Right.
She also you have other strengths like curling up into a ball. And it's pretty lame.
Right.
And all that stuff. But here's the thing, though. When they had to fight Zimnu and everything, Zimnu was tough. He took down Hulk, Red Hulk, Scar and She-Hulk, he didn't have to pull any punches, and then A-Bomb was
Right.
taking out one. But now, when he decided to absorb all that gamma radiation, become Uber Bomb, he was evenly matched with Zimnu, and he was like, "But I keep making things worse. Maybe strength isn't my greatest strength." And then he shrunk back down to normal, and Hulk was saying, "Yeah, but he was telling him, sorry." A-Bomb was saying, "Yeah, but now I'm doomed. No, now you're A-Bomb. You got other strengths. Use them."
Yeah.
So when he saw Zimnu's ride and went to the blue area of the moon, that's the only place you can breathe up there
Right.
in space. Is he said, "Peekaboo, got my powers back." He started taking down Zimnu.
Right.
And then Zimnu was like, "My scout bot didn't report these abilities. That's because I didn't understand how strong they are. You see, being strong is about how much you can weigh or lift. It's about using what you have with what you got."
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. And it's a powerful message that I think a lot of people need to use in their life at least once.
Yeah. So yeah, after A-Bomb learned the hard way, he started taking down Zimnu.
There you go. Yes.
So Zimnu was getting upset because he wasn't prepared for A-Bomb's powers. And then when A-Bomb really started using them, he was like, "Cease these cowardly tactics. Show yourself."
I'll have to check that out. That is up my alley.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so he used his own ball move. He took Zimnu out. He was like, "How are you at ball spars? I don't play. We call this dodge bomb. U-turn, and you're out." Now, he's like, "I did it. I beat the strongest warrior in the galaxy."
Right. Very cool.
So you have to take a look at that. But yeah, same day with My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Koichi managed to find a way to help people, even though he's not All Might.
Exactly.
Like, it's the same thing. Like when Deku was trying to mimic All Might's special move by using his fist, you're still trying to imitate me.
Right.
Be your own person.
Exactly.
That's the same thing with all these other characters, like Bakugo in the final season. He just kept saying, "I don't need multiple course to beat you. I only need the one.
Just one really good one that I'm really good at. This is who I am." And
yeah,
it's super cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All these characters, they're learning that we don't need to be somebody else. We're already our own person.
Right. And you have your own strengths and weaknesses that those other people don't have. And like I said, comparison is the thief of joy. And that's something that a lot of people fall into. I fall into, where I'm like, "I'm not as talented as Alex Lee. I hate this." But then I realized, oh, well, I'm in Vigilantes and Alex Lee is not, and he's in Demon Hunter and I'm not in that. So it's just it ebbs and flows. He's good at that. I'm good at this. We're all in this together.
As I told you before, Jack, even though Alex Lee has won an award for like voice actor of the year, he's still human.
He's just a bro like the rest of us.
Exactly. We all still bleed. We all still live normal lives. Right. Let's keep the train moving.
Exactly.
Whew, man, I know that was deep, but it was a good
we
deep,
got
good
there.
comparison.
Yes.
So all right, time for part 2, the ultra deep dive. Now this is going to be difficult than the first deep dive.
All right. I'm ready.
You're ready. So number 21. So section 5 is ultra deep dive, character analysis, and storytelling. Number 21, how do you interpret Koichi's personal motivations and his drive despite his drive to help others despite his limitations?
I think it's more just just to reiterate what I said is he's doing what he can, and he knows he's not going to be helping people in the way that Endeavor or All Might's going to do it. He's going to help people in the way he can, whether that's playing distraction until a real hero arrives, so at least bystanders aren't being injured. He's the only one in harm's way, or he's doing reconnaissance, or he's playing kind of the speedster of the Flash is never the focal point of the Justice League. He has his part, but he's never going to be Superman. And so I take that and I use that as best as I can of like, Koichi's got his own strengths, and it's really cool that he's completely complacent with it. And I think that's wonderful that he knows that he wants to be a hero, and he knows where in the saving people he kind of falls.
So And guess what? Guess what? He's lasted this long. When season 1 came out, he's lasted this long. He's making it work. I
They
know.
can't catch him.
And listen, like I said, every listen. And here's the thing that really catches people out, and sometimes it pisses me off too. Y'all need to stop underestimating these guys' abilities, and sometimes y'all underestimate the side characters. Have y'all not watched? Have y'all not learned anything from watching season 7 episode extras when all forms getting swarmed?
Mhm.
He was like, "Hey, I'm kidding." There was a part where these villains are getting irritated by the side characters, you know. And
Right.
I mean, like, you got Batman and Robin. Robin, he's just the sidekick, but he still has roles to play.
Right. And I mean, eventually Robin becomes Nightwing, and Nightwing is awesome.
Exactly. Like, here's the thing: when I was playing Batman Arkham Knight, Robin, Catwoman, Nightwing, they all had big roles to play when they were fine. When Batman and Nightwing had to take down Penguin, Riddler and Catwoman versus Riddler,
Right.
or Batman and Robin in Arkham Knight, they had to fight against Harley Quinn. They had bigger roles to play. I know it's like, do a play, but still, even the side characters, even though they're trying to stop Scarecrow, the side
Right.
characters still had bigger roles to play.
There's no small character. Everybody falls into the puzzle the perfect way that they can. And I think, yeah, absolutely.
Mario and Luigi. Luigi, he's mostly like, I know sometimes he can be the scared, coward little brother, but
Sure.
in the Mario and Luigi series, he does still fight with Mario.
Exactly. It's
So,
they all have their place.
Mhm. So that's what I'm be saying. Y'all gonna be so sorry when you start underestimating these guys, and then they have bigger roles to play.
Exactly.
So let's keep respecting the side characters. I like the side characters. Let's give them some love, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's keep that going. But yeah, Koichi, he's doing his thing. He's doing the best way he can without having to rely on nobody. Just keep it. Sure, he has Pop Step and Knuckle Dusters to help him out, but he's still doing his thing.
Right, he's developing.
I think the slide and glide quirk is actually a good quirk to have. Like, don't you want to be able to move as fast as you can?
Absolutely. I mean, every now and then at a convention, people are like, "Well, if you had a quirk in real life, which one would you pick?" And I go like, unironically, I would go slide and glide because I think it's one of the more quirks that is kind of like has utility in not only real life, but I don't know how I would use fire and ice outside of fighting people.
I think the more the more we get into the show, she's going to be able to be faster than before.
I'm not going to give anything away. I mean, at the beginning of the show, he's about the speed of a bike, and then he caught up to a speeding bus. So he's getting faster.
Listen, the more he trains with him, the faster he's going to get. And I know there's like I said before, the way we read the manga so far, he is going to have a big challenge on his hands.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
So
I'm not going to spoil it, but yes, he does. There's going to be some cool growth.
So I'm going to keep an eye out for that in season 2.
Yes, please do.
So, let's see. Number 22. Are there specific moments in Vigilantes where you felt a strong emotional connection to the character? And I'm not just talking about your hair because they're both brown. Okay.
I mean, constantly. I mean, Koichi and I share a lot of the same kind of struggles in life. For a long time I lived in like a crappy apartment like he does, and I didn't have a lot of friends in college, which is something he struggles with, and the whole identity of not knowing where you fall into society. So the whole show, I think I'm going to be relating to Koichi heavily, aside from like being a superhero. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the wonderful part about Koichi is he's very relatable. In the grand scheme of anime characters, he's more close to a real person. I think that's really cool.
It's nice. And listen, the more I watch these things, listen, Jack, back in high school, I was just offering entertainment. But now since I'm getting older and wiser, and we're still young adults, but I'm getting wiser to understanding the context behind these stories now. So pay attention to Koichi's story. Okay, so he's a guy who lives in a rundown apartment. He's just trying to figure out how to navigate through life and get into those like kind of situations. He's by part-time, he's working, college student. Now he's trying to be a vigilante hero, trying to do the right thing. Basically, he's just a person who's just trying to make sure he's successful in life.
Exactly.
As long as while trying to navigate being a vigilante hero along with Knuckle Dust and Popstel. I think the main thing Koichi wants, he just wants to be successful.
Yeah, he just wants to live a life that he can be proud of, and I think that's powerful.
So it's nice that he's focused on, like, he's got priorities. He's just, working, doing vigilante work, helping stop the bad guys, but he's still focused on what he has to do.
Absolutely.
So, how do you handle Koichi's growth and evolution across the series? It's only season 1 so far, but let's go ahead.
I mean, we're getting there.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a slow progression. He progresses about as fast as ice melts in winter, where it's slow and you don't really see a lot of it episode to episode. But I think once all 3-ish seasons probably come out, you'll see a great arc for him that I'm not going to spoil too much because it goes into a lot of spoilers.
Don't do
Right.
that, man. Listen. I want to be surprised when it happens.
Yes, but by the end of it, you're going to see this great kind of arc of him, gaining confidence and learning all these things and finding all these great mentors, and it's going to be a great journey that I entice people with all the time when I go to conventions.
Sweet, that's sweet. I say keep doing it because listen, it's all called character development.
Yes.
How do you think some of these characters we've seen over the last few years, like Vegeta, he's grown from being an enemy to Goku's arch,
to the greatest ally.
Greatest ally. You got Bakugo, who, when we get to see, says he forgives Deku for all the he apologized to Deku for all the bad stuff he's done to him, because we know we're getting close to the end here, and it's like we need to have all hands on deck for what's about to happen next.
Absolutely.
So that's why, Bako, he has such great character development throughout the series, and now with Koichi, Knuckle Dust, and Pop Shot, they're going to have character development. Listen, every show that we watch, every character we've seen, they're going to have character development.
Absolutely.
So the more we watch it, it's the more interesting it becomes. And I think with me now I'm starting to really pay attention and not just be there for the entertainment. And now I'm sitting down with voice actors talking about y'all character developments and relating to your real life experiences. I'm starting to get a good handle of the context of these stories y'all putting out.
Oh, for sure.
So listen, I like reading stuff. I like looking into the analysis of the episodes because some of these anime shows, they do have real life situations as well.
Oh, 100, especially Vigilantes. I mean, it's very down to earth. Not to say others aren't, but I'm promoting my show.
It's good. Of course. I understand. But yeah, and I think, the directors, they know what they're doing. They know how we want the show to be revealed to everybody when they start watching it. Like I said, I don't want to disturb the artists at work. Now, sure, if I can come in one day and watch you guys and see how you do things, I think I have to sign some kind of consent form or something.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But yeah, maybe one of these days, maybe I can come to like Texas or California and see how you'll do things, since I've been talking to a lot of you guys now. I just want to see how the cake is being made.
It's fun. It's a cool process. There's a lot of incredibly talented people are involved, and I'm blessed to be part of that.
Exactly. And I say, Jack, keep doing it. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
So, what's your take on Koichi's relationships with other characters in the series, and how do they influence his decisions?
Not going to get into ships. That's something that I will not talk about at conventions or on podcasts. That's the fans thing. His relationships, it deeply affects him as a character. I mean, his relationship with Knuckle Duster, even characters like Captain Celebrity. I mean, that those relationships influence Koichi and pull him one way or the other. And kind of by the end of the series, again, spoilers stuff, it makes him who he is by the end. And it's a very positive thing that he found so many really cool people along his journey that kind of shaped him into the person that he hopefully wanted to be.
Wow, sweet. And listen, you gotta have those like connections. That's all you want, because you're gonna have people who's gonna inspire you. Like, I have like a huge support system now since I've started doing this thing. Like, listen, Jack, I'm not just interviewing voice actors, I'm also interviewing tattoo artists, illustrators, cosplayers. That's why this is not just the anime podcast. It's like an everything podcast for me.
Oh, sure.
I like to be diverse. Speaking of which, I have another person I'm interviewing on Monday. She's from the UK.
Ooh.
So yeah,
across the pond.
Yes.
Very cool.
My mom was like, so you're going global now, aren't you?
That's cool.
Pretty much.
That is
but
very cool.
I think in all these anime shows, you got to have a good support system.
Absolutely. It literally influences who you are. So,
and that's what I think mostly what My Hero Academia and Vigilantes now, I think that's all it's about. You want to have a good support system. Dick has a good support system. He's helped the people he saved. When he decided to go lone wolf in season 6 because he wanted to protect his friends, because he felt like he was going to kill them. He felt like killing them themselves if he brought all 4 on the Shigaraki to UA.
right.
But they was like, we're supporting you no matter what you go through. We're not going to let you go through this alone.
Hell yeah.
So, because when I saw that scene with him versus Class 1A, I was like, he's really fighting his friends here. He does not want to go back. He was like, he was just
going through it.
So the fact that, and also that part when he was fighting through the ice, Ace, he's trying to like break free of Todoroki's ice, Ace, and he wasn't listening. He was trying to break free and leave them.
Right.
So, but they tried to tell him you can't do this alone. Why do you think Bakugo said that when he was apologizing to him? You can't win this by yourself. You think the Avengers would Thanos if they didn't work together?
Exactly. It's a team effort, Deku.
You can't hog everything. And
Right.
Bakugo is right. You can't win this by yourself. When I was watching the Avengers Assemble, the anime and TV series, I read the description. The Avengers aren't just a team; they're also a family, and their combined strength is what makes them Earth's mightiest heroes.
Oh, absolutely. Some situations, the Hulk, he might be strong, but he's not that smart, so he can't solve all the situation. And just like Iron Man's pretty strong, but he's not that strong, so he can't deal with the same things Hulk can. And so, there's checks and balances.
Exactly. And I don't know if you're familiar with Battle Force 5. I remember watching that show when I was a kid. It was really good. Sage was talking to Vort Wheel from Hot Wheels Battle Force 5. He's saying a fist is made up of 5 fingers. So he had to get a team together because he can't do everything by himself. He said, I only work alone. And that's when Sage was saying a fist is made up of 5 fingers. So when he went to the battle again, fighting the Zark against Zimrick and Zug, he was saying, maybe Sage was right. A team would be good right about now.
Right.
So lessons to be learned there. You can't do this by yourself. So yeah, like I said, you keep having those support systems. Anime shows keep having those support systems. It will carry you a long way throughout these shows.
Absolutely.
So, number 26. Let's see. Did I skip? No, wait. Sorry, I messed up. Number 25. If you could rewrite or add a scene for Code Crawler, what would it be and why?
I would just add the manga scenes that they kind of missed in the anime, because I know the anime, for streamlining it, they cut out various scenes to make the episodes more succinct or make the flow of it different. I would just add them back because there was a lot of really fun scenes that they just kind of cut or glossed over or changed, that I thought either added comedy or more context to something that I would have liked to see. Like in episode 1, when Koichi's initially using his quirk to get away from the bad guys, he gets caught by a police officer, and the police officer like reprimands him for using his quirk. And this whole duality of like Koichi saying like, where were you when the bad guys were punching me and beating me up? And now you're yelling at me for using my quirk to get away. And it kind of, it reflects the whole idea of the vigilantes and cops not seeing everything. And I thought it was a great scene. I don't know why they cut it. But so I would just add the manga scenes back.
Okay, that would be interesting to see, because like I said, with Hiroshiki and the directors trying to add original season My Hero Academia final season, why wouldn't they do the original scenes for Vigilantes? Make that an actual original animation for the Vigilante series. And I think they need to keep doing that, add original scenes in these shows.
Absolutely.
That we've never seen before. I think they should keep doing that. Like the fact that they do like original stuff, like, because it's an original, it's not like part of the chapters, because everything's like so canon these days. I think they need to keep doing that, because that would be something spectacular.
Right.
Listen, every time I go to the theater, I want to be on the edge of my seat when there's an original scene that's going to be in there.
Right.
It's like, okay, I mean,
didn't see that one coming. Yeah.
Exactly. I want to be ready for what's behind the curtain.
Right.
So, next one, and now we're halfway through the Ultra deep dive, and then we'll be at the conclusion. It's been a good 2 hours. I'm glad you were able to sit to 2 hours, because I had so much to talk about.
By all means.
So, Do you ever consider fan theories or feedback when voicing coaching, or do you just stick strictly to the script? And I think you probably know the answer because the director handles everything, but I want to hear your perspective first.
I stick to the script. I mean, fan theories are fun, and it's fun to kind of have that those fun little side perspectives. But that's not what the author wrote. And this is his project. This is his dream.
Of course.
And I want to respect that as much as I can because it's something that he clearly cares about, and he took the time and effort to write and publish. Mm-hmm. And so I don't want to deviate from his version, and neither does the director. The director and I work very closely with what the Japanese are doing, and we're trying to just do the best dub of exactly what they're doing, to with our own English spin on it, of course. So it's fun to read, but not to put into the work necessarily.
And sometimes, and I will say this, Jack, sometimes the fan theories, they can be a little off. Like, I be telling people, if it's not broken, don't fix it. There's been so many negativity from people in the anime community. I was like, keep your thoughts to yourself because nobody asked you. Right. Like, I be telling people, let the voice actors do their job. That's what I be telling them. Let them do their job. They already got enough other hands just trying to voice these characters. And it's like I be in other thing too, and I like, one of the voice actors like one of my comments that I made because because the thing is, I respect all the work that you guys are doing. Like I said, I'm one of the good fans out there who respect the work you guys are doing. I was saying like, y'all, so listen, respect the voice actors, okay? Taking the time out of their day, spending money out of their pockets to do this thing and coming to see us. That's what I'd be telling people.
Right.
So let them do their work. just and I think sticking to the scripts are the best interest because guess what? Aren't the fans the directors? Have they directed a thing before?
Right. Well, everybody thinks they know best to a degree, but yeah, Macy is a scriptwriter and Macy's a genius and just wonderful. And I would never feel right being like, well, Macy's probably wrong about this. I'm going to do what I think. I think Macy did a wonderful job and stuff. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I get to listen. Her, Emily Neves, James Cheek, Caitlin Glass. Well, actually, she's not right. She's the director, so that's that.
Right. But directors have their own. They might change something if they think that this is going to be more reflective of the anime and stuff. So,
speaking of Emily Neves, I'm actually meeting her too next. I think I already told you that I'm meeting her next week. She, like I said, she recognized who I was because she liked all the stuff I've been putting out because she knows that I do my research and talk about these things.
Oh, sure.
Can I tell you one thing interesting to do when Anime Week in Atlanta comes up? I pulled up the map and the schematics of the building.
Oh my God.
Georgia World Congress said, listen, when I went there, I got lost in MomoCon. So I had to pull up a map.
You're going to pull a heist, it sounds like.
So, listen, can you blame me if I want to be too prepared?
I always appreciate the prepared people.
There's nothing wrong with being too prepared. Because now it's like when I go to these conventions, and I have like very like good like sit down like interview questions like on a regular basis. Thing is, when I go to Savannah Superstar Comic Con next week, I want to keep the questions at least 2 to 3 because you guys are not going to have enough time to answer all my questions. So, and y'all got more people in line. I have to respect that. Right. If we discuss something at the convention as like, can I just like find a like private room or something, just talk, maybe make it work. But I don't know, Jack. Maybe I don't know.
There's always hope.
So I guess I have to find out when I get there next week. Maybe I could make something if I just ask the right people.
For sure.
So. But yeah, I can't lose hope.
You never should.
No, never lose hope. And some these things are it's gonna work out. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Funny that I said cross that bridge, and I'm gonna cross the big bridge to the convention center.
Yeah, yes.
It's crazy stuff. Let's see. Next one. Are there hidden nuances in Koichi's personality that fans might overlook, but you notice while you're recording?
Not really. I wish I had a better like actor answer, be like, oh well, actually there's a lot. But Koichi, I mean, his character description is like he's like a pretty plain guy. Like he's pretty what's the word I'm looking for? He's not very spectacular. And that's kind of what makes him very down to earth. So unfortunately, no.
Man, no hitting nonsense, nothing.
Nothing, not much. He's pretty. What you see is what you get.
Okay, so pretty much it's already all out there.
Yeah.
So nothing hidden. I'm just saying.
Not quite yet, at least. Maybe later on. We'll see.
I'll pay attention, Jack. I'm going to pay attention. Yeah, just listen. Every time when I have to ask y'all and watch these stories, I just make sure to pay very close attention to any hidden Easter eggs.
Oh, sure.
Anything in there. Now, those Easter eggs are hard to find, but I'm going to keep looking for them.
You might find some later in the show.
I'm excited, nervous because I got to be buckled up and ready to pay attention. Listen, I tell you, Jack, every time when y'all do these things, I want to pay attention, but I also want to enjoy the show too. So I just pop some popcorn to sit on the couch.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's what I be telling people. What else do you think is going to happen in the show? Everybody pop some popcorn right quick. So, next one. How do you approach the balance between humor, drama, and action in his scenes?
A lot of that is the director, because a lot of the scenes I want to go comedy, because that's what I like doing. I'm a big comedy anime guy, and I like scenes that are large and kind of animated. So the director usually is like really like, "Hey, come back! That's too much. You're doing too much. Let's do a little more introspection." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." So a lot of that is just me and the director kind of working it out, being like, okay, well, it's really great that you're trying to add some humor here, maybe try to be more serious here so that this joke lands better. And it's a really big collaborative effort between whichever director is working on that episode, which was usually either Jade or occasionally an assistant director if Jade was busy.
Of course. Hey, I know Jade's gonna be an amazing person when I come see her. Now, if I do one of my videos and I tag her, she's probably gonna recognize my face. Because like, listen, when I did Emily so many times, along with the other voice actors talking about the do's and don'ts of this convention, what to do, what not. When I walked through the door, I have YouTube, I have footage. I do have a GoPro camera. So listen, after my previous, which was animation, I had to do my research as I like to do. So I'm like, what am I missing here? So I did my research and I get to March. I was like, people are using GoPro cameras these days.
Wow.
So I made a few Best Buy runs and I got a GoPro camera.
Very cool.
You'd be surprised how many toys I have in my room right now. So many toys. And people are calling me the techno geek person because I have so much gear on me. But I was like, that's fine as long as I got what I need to do what I have to do.
As long as you're prepared, that's what matters.
So people are gonna be telling me, like, if I mess up, people are gonna be like, hey, it's kind of like Bruce Wayne. If you get to that section in Arkham Knight when he goes to Arkham Knight HQ and he's stuck in the elevator that sent you down the bottom, Joker was messing with his brain at the whole game, if you remember that. He was like, let's try. Well, looks like we're trapped up here. And then he comes up again, he was like, Brucey, baby, you're the one with the toys. Try using them.
Oh, Mark Hamill did such a good job.
Mark Hamill was actually in my hometown for the Savannah Film Festival for SCAD.
That's gonna be super cool.
I couldn't catch him because I was saving up for Anime Week in Atlanta.
That's the curse of having so many cool things.
I know. Thing is, Mark Hamill actually retired as Joker after Kevin Conroy passed away. Because he said, without Kevin Conroy, it just doesn't feel right.
It's just not his Batman. And that's fair.
And I respect Mark Hamill. Dude, protect your peace, man. Don't do it. If you don't, nobody can replace Kevin Conroy as Batman. So,
right.
But yeah, so just you got so much. I come prepared with stuff. I just want to make sure because now it's like every time I go to these conventions and big events, I have my camera on me. Just to make sure I record stuff. I think that's the reason why everybody wears cameras today, just to film everything.
So you want to capture the area around you.
Yeah. And listen, Jack, I respect you guys. If you guys don't want to be on camera, no questions asked. I'll turn the camera off. Because Alexis Tipton didn't want to be on camera. So I had to respect that. So
absolutely.
Like I said, no questions asked. I turned the camera off. So, and that's nice. At least y'all know that I'm being respectful of your privacy.
Absolutely.
Just know. And I guess what? Not every voice actor don't want to be on camera. I gotta understand that too. So again, no questions asked. It's off. But so whoever's directing, they control all the humor and drama actions in those scenes.
Absolutely.
But yes. Well, shoot. Shoot, the way I'm talking to you, maybe I should ask Jack Saxon about all that stuff.
I'm sure she would have an incredible answer for it.
Sure thing, sure thing. I was just going to ask you about it when we're finished here, because I might. I was going to ask you if you could drop some notes for me to ask for Jade Saxton, but let's get through this first because we're here for you right now.
Right.
Let's see. Was there a moment in the anime that surprised you while voicing him?
It was that scene where he kind of was telling Pop Step like why he didn't pursue being a hero, or like he tried to pursue being a hero, but he had to like save a kid in the water. And when I was doing that scene, I was like, oh, this pink-haired kid, like maybe they'll come in the show later and be like a cool plot point. And like it took me until the end of the episode to realize, like, wait, that was Pop Step. Like, it didn't click, just like it didn't click with Koichi. And I was like, it was a really cool kind of like, oh my God, it's all making sense now.
I was like, does the voice actor know that that's actually Pop Step in that water? That's what I was thinking. Listen, I couldn't read your mind because I wasn't in person when you were recording, but I do understand now. I was like, okay, now I see it now. I see it. He. I think Jack realized. I don't think I have to tell him.
Yes, I figured it out eventually.
Yeah, I let him figure it out himself. He's a smart guy. I let him figure it out on his own. So, and you did. But yeah, I think more scenes like that are going to come later down the line. You always got to have those little throwback and flashbacks. I mean, because have you not learned anything from watching Arrow with Stephen Amell? He always has flashbacks.
True. It's not a show without some flashbacks in it. There's going to be more. I promise.
Definitely going to be more. I'm going to be looking forward to that. Number 30, then we'll be at the conclusion. Okay. which is 5 more questions. I'm sorry if I dragged you this long, but it's good. But listen, like I said, when you were the main character, I was talking to you, I had to bring the receipts and be respectful because he's the main character in the show. And I could tell you've liked these questions I've thrown at you because these were challenging.
These are fun. Yeah.
So looking back, what scene or line are you most proud of bringing to life?
Oh, it's that accelerate scene where I'm saving Makoto from the bus. That is the coolest scene. I love doing it. I love yelling, and that's my favorite.
I could tell. Like, I was like, is he going through a quirk away or is he just getting a new move?
We'll have to see. I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Yeah, we'll have to see later. Maybe it might be in season 2. I don't know. Can 2026 get here sooner?
That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm excited for season 2. I'm excited for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, etc. Oof, so much stuff. It's making my brain overload. Listen, I like pop culture, but I just need to take a break. It's not going anywhere.
Oh, sure.
So, all right. So we're at the conclusion now. Oof, man, it's almost 2 hours. But hey,
what a journey.
But it's been worth it with me asking you so many good questions.
Yes. Especially
that 2-part deep dive stuff.
Yes.
I might need to keep doing that more. Those two parts.
Absolutely.
If it depending on what voice actor. Now, depending on the voice actor, if it's really someone like that's really been best known, maybe I need to come up with 2 parts. Who knows? Maybe even 3 parts.
Maybe.
So, but let's see what we got now. Conclusion and wrap up. Now, what advice would you give to aspiring voice actors trying to break into anime dubbing? Because the last person I talked to on my podcast, her name is Abby Bocoder. She's trying to get into voice acting animation. So maybe you can shed some light on that.
Well, anime is tough. You got to live in Texas and you got to live or California. Those are really your options. Anime is kind of based on location. There's the very rare occurrence where they let people, zoom in and so on and so forth if they have the right setup. And during COVID, that's what they did. Now it's not really an option, especially if you're just starting out. So my greatest advice is be an actor and then also be in the location of an anime dubbing studio that you want to be a part of. Those are the 2 things that are 100% going to get you there fastest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because thing is, she told me that she's also an actress herself. She's been in a few movies. Like she
Yeah.
actually went to the world premiere of her movie. I was like, I didn't know I was talking to an actress who was already doing her career.
Right.
She's also a model and all that stuff. She does a lot of
Ooh.
modeling. So she told me she's trying to get into anime stuff now, try to be an anime voice actor.
Sure.
So-
But there's plenty of auditions out there. I'm sure she'll find it.
Yeah, because thing is, she worked in New York. She's based in North Carolina, but she's done a lot of stuff in New York.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's pretty big for an actress. Like, if you're an
Mhm.
actress, of course you got to do stuff in New York.
Absolutely.
So I think it's really exciting. The more I talk to different people, I'm learning more and more about you guys. Man, I'm excited for what, because thing is, even in January, before Christmas comes, I think we're going to wrap up season 1, and I'm going to be back with bigger stuff in season 2 in January.
Mhm.
So I think season 2 might be more exciting after season 1
Oh, it very well.
of this talk show. Because thing is, I was like, do I want to do just a whole series of the conversation, but it's not divided up into seasons? Do I really want to do that? Probably not.
You never know. Keep the opportunity out there.
So we'll see what happens first. But I think, because now, guess what? Now I'm planning to do like panels now. Like do like my own, because I just talked to a cosplayer. We're actually discussing about doing our own cosplay panel online on here. We're also
Right.
talking about, I do have plans for Black History Month as well. So I got stuff for
Very
that too. Because we're trying to do like more Black creatives and all that stuff. Black creatives.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff. Because the last thing we talked about for cosplay, there was this incident going around with blackface, and I was like, "Why y'all doing that?"
Yeah.
And then they kept, and guess what? People from kept doing it at Halloween. I was like disappointed, but not surprised.
Mm.
And I was like, they must be obsessed with us. Oh well, sucks to be them. I was like, y'all can swim in shark infested waters for all I care.
Oh, sure.
So we're gonna keep doing the positive stuff, but
Exactly.
so screw y'all. I'm gonna keep doing what I like doing.
I'm gonna do my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so she's been so I think that advice is really good, because I know there's a lot of people, because now it's like you got people from across the globe who are trying to get into voice acting now. Because one thing I will tell you, this is Jack, when I talked to Rochelle May, she's an Asian American. I'm actually trying to explore you guys' heritage now, because I like that I get a chance to explore your heritage and how y'all apply it to voice acting. Because Caitlin Glass, for example, she's been bringing in a lot of diverse people. You got Mexican, Filipino, Asian American, Taiwanese, and Black people getting into voice acting now.
Right.
And I think more people, people need to light up, because mostly all the anime characters they're basically Japanese people, so they want to give more leeway with that.
Absolutely.
And I think what Apothecary Diaries, they managed to do that because they want to have like a very diverse background. Because Amy Lowe, who's going to be at Anime Week in Atlanta, I want to ask her about her heritage, if possible.
Very cool. That would be sweet.
We'll see what happens when I get there. But of course I'm gonna have my camera so I can record the conversation as well. Right. But we'll see what happens when I get there. I know, because the thing is, like I said, I have to keep the questions to 2-3 of these conventions, because y'all not gonna have enough. Like, y'all not gonna have 30 minutes to talk to me while you're trying to sign everything else. So 2 to 3 questions. We'll figure out the sit down part later.
Absolutely.
So next, and this one's going to be tough because you don't have any social media platforms. How can fans best support you in your work, especially since you don't have active social media going on?
I do have social media. I just made one not that long ago. It is it is Jack MB _official. I made it like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
On Instagram?
Yes, on Instagram.
Ugh.
I made like 4 posts.
I didn't know. I thought, because it kept pulling up Jack Broadbent, the musician.
He is my greatest enemy. I'm sure he's awesome, and he's a wonderful British musician. But yeah, every time Jack Broadbent, it's like, oh, are you an English folk singer? I'm like, no, that's the better Jack Broadbent.
Oh my God, let me put that in my notes, because I was like, shoot, because then I was going to tag you as well to get that sorted out, because I was like, yeah, how am I going to find this guy? Just make sure I got Jack Broadbent _, right?
Yes.
Just make sure I got that right, because I was like,
Yes. Just to Jack MB _ official.
Oh shoot, MV Jack
MB. Those are my middle. My full name is Jack Maverick Broadbent, and that's too long, so I just did M and B as in boy.
MVB.
Not MVP.
Sorry, I had it wrong. I had it wrong.
How dare you? Jack MB. No V. Jack MB _ official.
Okay, I got it.
That's how I differentiate from Jack Broadbent, the musician, is my 2 middle initials.
Because I was saying that's got to be annoying for you. The fact that the musician
he's like 30 something, so he was there first. I have to make my own stamp.
I got you. Well, I'll make sure to get that. I got you now, so I'll make sure to find you later.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, so now people can support your work. Y'all check out his Instagram is remember Jack MV. I might put it. I'm gonna put it down in this video as well, so that people can know where to find you. Because we get it, we get it. Like that musician's gotta be annoying with him taking up Instagram. I was like, go away.
Listen, all right. I haven't heard any of his music, but I'm sure he's awesome. I want to give him his credit.
Where credit's due.
He was born first and stuff, so you know.
There's a lot of people with the same last names out here. Oh Lord have mercy.
People think that I'm related to Jim Broadbent, who is like a Harry Potter actor, and so it gets messy.
Well, I got you now, so I'll make sure to get your work out there, buddy.
Thank you.
So let's see. Looking forward, are there dream projects or characters you hope to voice next? And I know Koichi's just the beginning, but you think anyone else?
The stuff that I want to be in has not been announced. I can't say whether or not I've auditioned for it or what it is, unfortunately, due to the secrecy of the industry. So I want to be in the later seasons of Lord of Mysteries. That's the one that I probably could say. I want to be in. I know Macy's in Lord of Mysteries, and I want to be in it too.
It might be possible. Just keep trying. Talk to the right people. Just cut to the right people.
You never know.
Yeah. Something dropped. One of my cards. Yeah, I have business cards too. So I was trying to keep them organized because I was saving those for my convention next week. Just so
that's out.
So yeah, I'm trying to pass them out because the thing is, I only have a few cards left, but I say that should be enough for 2 days because I think I have only like 30 cards left.
Absolutely.
Because originally I gave out like a lot of I originally had all 70, it was like 100 of them. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to spend more money before I have to pay for like the tickets. Let me just get through the convention first. Then I'll get some more cards for Anime Week in Atlanta.
Right.
So
work with what you got for now.
So hey, listen, short string here. I'm on a short string here.
Exactly.
So, limited stuff. But yeah, so I think possibilities are endless. Just we need to start looking. I believe that the fact that you got into My Hero Vigilantes, why wouldn't they put you in more stuff? You're the main character of a My Hero Academia show.
My tenure at Crunchyroll is I'm very fresh. So I think it's just gonna take time. Just because I'm one character does not mean I deserve any more than anybody else. Even
if you're fresh, you're still amazing, Jack. Doesn't matter.
It.
Listen. Don't let you feel like you're taken for granted. Okay, you're doing what you have to do. J-Sex and Macy, Jason, they know what you're capable of. I know what you're capable of.
Thank you.
So yeah, keep doing the projects. I want to keep doing my own thing, talking to people, and like I said, I've been getting so many messages like every day. People like these conversations I'm having with you guys. I think I was born to just talk to people. I mean, like I said before, voice I just couldn't get into it. It's not my thing. And plus, the thing is, if you go on I just you have like a lot of restrictions. I want to be able to have more freedom. Because you have the limit where you have to come back to the studio and be like, but I want to be free in my own thing. Because sometime soon, I might be in another country for a few years.
Right.
So
fair enough. It's not for everybody. I'm glad that you found something that you enjoy.
So I want to keep doing that, of course. And like I said before, if I wanted to get a chance to work with voice actors and do bigger projects, this is just the first step. I'm talking to you guys one-on-one.
Yeah.
So just I think the main thing is just keep going to conventions and just keep asking those questions. You know, if someone calls me for like any like projects, because thing is I did do photography when I was in college too. I do take photos. After a little incident in April, I put it back on the shelf and I picked this up and it's going great so far. And speaking of photos, I'm having my cousin take photos of me for Christmas because I was like, when was the last time I had a professional photo taken? It's been like 2 years. I need to do something about that.
Right.
It's
always good to re-up,
especially with this thing blowing up. Yeah, it's time for me to get some new pictures. I'm just trying to make sure I'm being professional as well.
Oh sure, yeah. I need to re-up my pictures at some point. The picture I use is too old at this point.
Talking about the one with the green jacket.
Yes, I love that green jacket. I still have it, but that picture was taken 6 years ago. So
you listen. I know you got good photographers in Texas, because you are based in Texas, right?
yes.
Yeah, so there's some good photographers in Texas. I don't know who they are, but I'm sure you'll find some.
I'll just have to find the time and the money. And it'll get done.
Sure. I think we all need our upgraded pictures. I think we both do. We'll get where you go do yours. I'm going to do mine, so that way I'll look good. Need to get a haircut first, so let me do that first. So let's see. Next, if you could leave fans with one key insight about Koichi the Crawler, what would it be?
That he's not Deku. I think a lot of people want him to be Deku. I know a lot of My Hero fans love Deku for obvious reasons. He's great. And Koichi's not Deku. He's his own character. And he's got a lot of great perks and a lot of quirky little things that he does. And that I hope that you enjoy it. And just go into it not expecting him to be Deku. He's his own character with his own spin on life. And so don't let him not being Deku and stuff bring it down.
Listen. Like this is what I said before. Let the characters be themselves. Stop trying to be so hard that you're not. Again, that's what I'm saying. Listen. I grown attached to Koichi because I was like, he's not Deku. I want to see what he does. Let's see what he does. Deku, you got to the final.
Had his amazing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what I want to see what he does.
Absolutely.
Listen, every character has a chance to shine, even if they're not Goku, Vegeta, Naruto, etc. Let's see what these characters do in their own way. And like I said, like all these characters, they got different movesets. Like we talked back to when they like did their own side characters and stuff. They had their own thing to do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so let's keep seeing those stories. But one last thing, any final words or fun anecdotes you want to share before we close out?
Oh, goodness. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's been wonderful. You've been a great interviewer. These questions have been great. We've had great conversations. Something to leave people with is watch Vigilantes. I hope you enjoy it. It's My Hero with a different kind of spin on the world. And I think that's wonderful. It's a new take on it. And I think it's got some really great fresh perspectives. And I know that a lot of people fell in love with, the characters of My Hero, the Bakugo and the Todoroki and the Deku. We don't have those characters. We have a lot of other great characters. And I just hope that you give it a chance to let it blossom. Because I know it might have started a little slow for some people, but I promise it builds upon itself. And by the end of the show, you'll be crying, you'll be laughing. It'll be a super fun time. And I cannot wait to be there with you.
Exactly, man. Guess what? Like I said before, I'm going to go watch it again myself before season 2 comes. So if y'all haven't seen season 1, I suggest y'all better get on it before season 2 comes. Because, and like you said before, these are different characters. Let's see their story. Deku and the others had their time to shine. Let's see what these guys do.
Absolutely. Hear us out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.